crowd of people turned away, but I just had to look, having read the
Here comes our format.
I'd love to turn you.
Woke up, fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Found my way downstairs and drank a cup. And looking up, I noticed I was late. Found my coat and grabbed my hat. Made the bus in seconds flat. Found my way upstairs and had a smoke. And somebody spoke and I went into a dream.
I read the news today, oh boy. 4,000 holes in Blackburn, Lancashire. And though the holes were rather small, they had to count them all. Now they know how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall. I'd love to
One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell 'em a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Call Alice when she was just small. When men on the chessboard get up and tell you where to go, and you just had some kind of mushroom, and your mind is moving low.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best streamer to turn on a camera after the sun goes down. King of late night, god of after hours, the hero of insomnia. And I'm here to fuck your ass. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing? Yes. Can you narrate Jason again? Oh, dude, that's awesome. I thank you for coming in and saying that, dude. That was, I don't know how many of you saw that.
That's for cool.
This is a
Central Jester gifted
person who
a tier
hasn't
1
messaged
sub to
much in my channel, so I think that's a Jason fan who's coming in. But dude, that was so fun. So I'll give you the full spiel on that. We can watch some clips from that, I think. But essentially, Jason reached out to me like a month ago and was like, "Hey man, we have a lot of hours to cover. Would you be down to come on the stream and just kind of talk shit, do narration for like a few hours?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, I'll do that for you, Jason. I fucking love you, man." And I was like, "What do you want?" And he's like a nature commentary. I was like, "Okay, do you like want me to do like a David Attenborough or a Werner Herzog?" He's like, "I don't know those people." Yes. So I talked to Wojito about it, and we got lined up today, and it was awesome, man. I was actually stoked. Like 90% of his community fucking loved it, which was really, really, really awesome. And the other 10% kept telling me to kill myself, which I don't think they expected me to jump in the mosh pit like Kevin Durant and send messages back. But I am that creator, you know what I mean? People say I'm the Kevin Durant of Twitch, because I think a lot of creators, if someone in the chat was like, "Shut this motherfucker up, kill yourself," they'd be like, "Oh my God, my feelings." I was in chat. I was like, "Come show me how to do that. Come make me kill myself, bitch. I'll fuck you up." And I remembered all of a sudden, I was like, I'm probably talking to a 12-year-old right now.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
I
Night of the Seven Kingdoms
remembered
episode 5
like
preview.
3 messages in, because there were 3 people that said like really horrible shit, like mostly about like coming and killing me. And I responded to those 3, and it was funny because I was waiting to go back and forth with them.
Yeah, wow, that's very cool.
And all 3 of these dudes fell out. And I was like, these are kids, aren't they? They're scared. But other than that, dude, Jason's community was so fucking welcoming. They were so rad. They had no idea who the fuck I was. A lot of them thought that I was an AI voice bot of Werner Herzog. Another group thought that it was Ludwig, which was hilarious. But we had a blast today. I think I'm gonna go back on maybe another day before his stream is over. But it's awesome that he's doing that for charity. I, any opportunity that I can help someone I think is a great streamer like Jason, a great person, and then also hopefully raise some charity funds. That made me feel really good about myself today. I can't understand anybody coming at you. You're so nice. Listen, man, it's Twitch. Yeah, I mean, people are always going to come at you. You know what I mean? People get feeling froggy behind the keyboard. I'm not even mad at people like that. Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I'm sure I said some dumb shit too, especially if I had Twitch to access. But I think the funny part was, I think most people don't expect you to come back at them so sharp. I think most people don't expect the spin back. What up, Finishoti? What's your address IRL? Like, oh my God, this dude, this old ass man is really about that shit. No, but it was phenomenal.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about some other shit. How fucking good was the podcast? Are you kidding me? Are you yoking me? Are you pulling my fucking chain? The podcast today was, I know there's crime, but I'm going to be honest. I just started the stream. If this keeps going, we'll tune into it. But I like to ground myself in the stream first. You know what I mean? With peace and love. Peace and love. There's always going to be a car chase in Los Angeles. In case you didn't see, our guest this week was Caleb Heron. And this episode was absolutely fucking phenomenal. We really had such a great time. Caleb had a great time. Everybody laughed. This to me, this episode was like a perfect encapsulation of a lot of things that I want the pod to be. I want the pod to be a welcoming place for a very diverse tapestry of people. I want it to be a funny place where people can laugh and kind of forget their, where everybody knows your name. Ding, ding, ding. And the other thing, I think Fear End has an enormous capacity to inform people politically without being like a wonk podcast, where we're not like endlessly digging into the kind of tidbits and nuance of policy, but rather giving more broad strokes and talking to people in different places and talking to them where they are. Like Caleb talking about his effort to support the tenants union and keep the ICE detention facility out of Kansas City was like a perfect topic, right? Because it was him talking about it from a personal perspective. It's action, it's political, but it's like personal action, it really felt like an elevated episode from beginning, like from nuts to soup. You know what I mean? To quote Rich Eisen. And really proud of it. Really proud of it. This is such a funny bit from Caleb. Is it from our show? Oh, hey, hell yeah. Let's take a look.
You gave me a gay guy.
This
There's
is
just a
beyond
little bit
my-
of a linger. Straight guy, here's what happens.
This was
I'm a
so
big hugger.
funny.
I hug strangers. When you give a straight guy a hug, it's not out of fear usually or malice, but there is, after about 1.5 seconds, their body tenses in a way that's like, we should probably let go.
Wait, what about me? Did I give you a gay guy hug?
No, you tensed.
No!
You tensed, buddy. You tensed. And it wasn't mean. It was just...
Yeah.
I have noticed straight guys do this when they hug. They hug, and then when it's time to go, they go.
Yeah, well, I sometimes do that too.
But me too. And
Okay.
the reason I hugged you the way that I did is I wanted to send a signal.
Yeah, and you
that
did.
you were safe.
You did.
my
You
God.
lingered
safe.
in a very homosexual
Yeah.
way.
And I
If you want to pee in a bathroom with me.
We will not be doing
I
coke.
can blend in. and
Thank
I
you
will
for the
do
hype train, guys.
I'll do the straight guy thing.
I'll go in with one of these, no problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like to make them feel safe. Yeah,
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll do it. Like I'm not gonna. You're not gonna be gay by.
but you
being
gave
around
me a gay guy hug.
Exactly. And I did that. Send a signal.
I
was
didn't
hoping-
tense out. I double pumped because I remembered in the back
tensed.
of my mind.
Oh.
In the back of my mind, I remembered you
This
talking
was
about
so
giving hugs.
funny.
Yeah,
And that's why, because I came in with the dab.
yeah.
You noticed that.
I know, and I
assume.
went straight in for the hug.
And you went in for the hug, and I was like, "Oh, he's a hugger."
Yeah.
And then
This was so
and then
good.
In my mind, I was thinking everyone always makes fun of me for giving the most autistic hug, so I have to make this hug good. So that wasn't a tense up. That was a
what
double
happened.
pump.
Hassan, I
This
love
is
you
so funny.
from the bottom of my heart. You seem like a great guy. I love your work. We hug. You first of all, you tried the dap, which was beautiful, and in some times it would have been respectful to join you where your culture is.
Yeah.
I decided to go ahead and give you the hug, let you know who I am. You did. Here's what happened. And it may have been subconscious. You tensed a little bit, like we should let go because I'm straight, and then you hugged me tighter, which was very progressive. And then you out loud said, while we're high, I remember this. You out loud said, yeah, like you were giving yourself over to a longer hug. And I thought, well, how nice is that?
Dude, I have known this guy for so fucking long. I am telling you, I have never seen him as fucking shattered as he was when Caleb called out the yeah. Look at how fucking fucking red he is, dude. Yeah.
How nice is that?
That's
It wasn't about you being gay. It was me trying to go against the autism allegations.
no. I think it was about you being gay for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really,
I was proud of myself.
He really thought he stuck that shit.
That's why when you guys started talking about hugs, I was like sitting here like, okay.
My compliment is en route. Yeah.
I wonder if my hug was good.
I fucking nailed that hug. Yeah. The whole podcast, Hassan patting himself on the back like, I think I nailed that social interaction an hour ago.
So funny, man.
Normal guy alert. I fucking killed that hug earlier.
Oh, you've ruined me. I'm gonna be thinking about that.
It was
so
beautiful.
much.
Hassan, that's not a criticism. I'm just saying, you wonder how I know that this guy was a flaming homo.
Yeah.
It was the hug.
Dude, just the thought of Hassan giving a hug to Caleb and halfway through the hug being so
Oh, yeah,
proud
wow, that's very cool.
that his hug wasn't autistic that he audibly went, yeah. That shit is so
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
yeah. Oh my God. What is this? Is this a Your Age clip? Let me see. What is this?
We got different conversations to have.
They said the G spot is up there, bro.
I think you're just worried you might be
gay.
I think,
Nigga, no, nigga.
no, I think you just might like it up the
What's the-
butt.
First of all, fuck no, nothing
It's
ever
okay
going
if
in
you
my
like it
ass.
up the butt, but
I seen a
maybe-
Family Guy.
I don't take
Yes?
shit from anyone.
Will, would you be able to do something like Jason's doing, or would it be considered stealing content? Cause I think the Survivor frogs would go nuts if you did something like this.
I
You're
mean,
built for
to
it.
be fair, that was my idea first. I wanted to do a stream on a deserted island way, way, way before Jason. So I don't think he would ever be upset. Also, I helped him with this, so I don't think he would ever be upset if I did a Survivor stream. Honestly, can I be real?
wow,
I
that's
don't
very
have.
cool.
Yeah, go for it.
Doctor, well, you did so good on JTW stream earlier. I was laughing so hard.
Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm going to be so for real. I do not have the production arm that Jason has. With peace and love, like, I love you guys and we
Oh,
do
yeah,
so
wow,
great.
that's
We
very
are a
cool.
great Twitch community. I probably make a 50th of the money that Jason makes. So I don't know if you guys have picked up on how crazy Jason's production is or how fucking impossible it is to do what he's doing. But that was like what happened when I kind of approached this idea years ago with Jacob. Jacob basically told me it would be infinitely more money than I had to spend. So, I mean, maybe I could figure out a way to just do it with a backpack, but we have that would work for like what, 4 hours until the backpack died.
Episode and Peter got some finger in his ass. He busted a nut.
But you related to that episode like you think it's gonna be you, which is a really
No,
interesting
nigga.
thing.
Yeah, like when I was
No,
watching
nigga.
the Boondocks episode where a nigga went to jail, I wasn't thinking out.
Man's butt. It's a great episode of the Boondocks.
That was gonna be
Bro,
me.
I don't want no nigga in my ass. That's what I'm trying to say, gang.
Oh,
So I'm
duh.
not
I mean,
getting.
he's
I
not
would
gonna
never
be
get
in
my
your
prostate
ass.
checked.
He would put a camera in your ass, but if it makes
No,
you
he
come,
puts his
then that's
finger in
still
your ass.
questionable.
They put their finger in your
Yeah, but
ass.
sometimes they stick a camera up there and it goes deep up there, and you're gonna come from that means like.
Bro, if the
I'm glad that we started dialogue. I'm glad that Ray and I started dialogue about if a colonoscopy camera will make a man come. You know, when that question was first asked, I was worried that it was trite, but you know, we got to meet people where they are. And hopefully this will get more people doing colonoscopies. That's what I take away from that. Also, I noticed that they're in the parking lot of Disney World. Did you watch Night of the Seven? Night of the Seven, that episode was fucking gasolina. Unbelievable. So good. Tremendous. Do you know that right now it is the highest rated episode of any Game of Thrones shows ever? At a 9.9. It was perfect. It was a perfect episode. The one thing I will say,
that's very cool.
go ahead.
Colonoscopy awareness pug show hole.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, wow, wow, that's for a cool.
Zero
Hi,
Time
Chad.
Lord, thank you so much. As I said, you know what's really interesting is the choice to go with the 30-minute episodes. I think sincerely, HBO was worried at how a Game of Thrones show would be received, where the focus of the show is not a royal, and also it's not kind of in like the core lineage that we know of. It's not like the Skywalker timeline of Game of Thrones. So I think I know they slashed the budget, right? The budget of Night of the Seven Kingdoms is like a 20th of the other shows. And they did 30-minute episodes, I think as like a test board for if it would be successful. And finish the Rage clip. I'm good. And I think they have really hit something. I think they have really, really hit something in Night of the Seven that is tremendous. I think that show right now, I think it is very much better than House of Dragons. I think one thing that Night of the Seven is accomplishing very well is something that we had with early Game of Thrones, where they are focusing on characters in a small, like the great thing about Duncan's story is that we are focused on Duncan, and we are getting these interpersonal relationships, and they're really, painting these pictures of characters that are so vivid, as opposed to House of Dragons, which is like, Pepe Sylvia. I do like it a lot. Great characters, not just the main, interesting settings, not just one dude walking across the soundstage for 40 minutes. Yeah, it really does kind of, you know what it reminds me of? When everybody was jumping ship on Star Wars and The Mandalorian came out, and it felt like such a return to form for Star Wars. And it was like, oh man, this is Night of the Seven feels like a return to form, where I am genuinely fucking pumped every week for every episode. But unfortunately, they're so fucking short. The episodes are so short. I feel, dude, and they not only are they like 35-minute episodes, they have like 10 minutes of credits at the end, which is like, come on, man. Way too short. By the way, why do I look so fucking hot right here? Damn. Mogging myself. Anyway, no spoilers though. Yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers on Night of the Seven yet. It's just a fabulous, fabulous program. I think actually someone made this specifically for you. Okay. If you know the original meme, this was a picture of Sam Darnold, and he's doing this, and it said out indefinitely mononucleosis, which is maybe the funniest sports graphic of all fucking time. As someone who watched Game of Thrones, will it still be, as someone who hasn't watched Game of Thrones, will it still be good? You don't need to watch any of Game of Thrones or House of Dragons to enjoy Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's a totally separate timeline. Not only that, but I've heard there are rumblings that George R. R. Martin is so impressed with Night of the Seven that he is writing additional stories of Duncan Egg because he loves Night of the Seven, which is really interesting because he has been in a massive fight with HBO about House of Dragon and about the proposed Jon Snow show. So it's interesting to hear that he is like very much loving Night of the Seven and very much hating House of Dragon. Anyway, what do you think of this fan cast? Yeah. 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 Yes. By the way, literally crazy. This is actually crazy. I'm going to be doing a promotion for Ready or Not 2. If you haven't seen Ready or Not, it's great. It's led by Samara Weaving, who is fantastic. I'm going to be doing a promotion for this film, and she's not going to be on stream, but Samara Weaving is coming to my house to film a bumper. To film a bumper for this Ready or Not 2 stream. So I think I have to hide Tifa before. I don't know if I can face Samara Weaving with an art doll in the background. But yeah, I'm very excited for that stream coming up. I don't know when the exact date is, but we have some cool stuff coming up, and I think you guys will like that. It's going to be a lot like the Mickey 17 stream we did. She will understand. She will not understand. Don't forget the corn sexual sign. The corn sexual sign's a good icebreaker. The massive 300-pound Final Fantasy VII art doll, not as much of a conversation starter, I'll tell you.
Konnichiwa. Do you speak English?
Damn, this dude's look is crazy.
English or Japanese?
I guess speak English.
I think you
Whoa.
Very cool. I love your hairstyle, man.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm Johnny Dago. I just love to learn. But I'm dancing.
Yeah. Oh, my name is Makoto. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, man. Johnny, show me your best smile.
God, watch your bitch. Watch your bitch. Johnny Diego gonna fuck your bitch in Japan.
これから目標とか夢ありますか？
夢、世界一のロックンローラー、エルヴィスみたいな目指します。Japanese twist.
Yeah, why not?
Japanese
Yeah.
twist. Oh my. There's more leather under that leather. Oh my.
Wow.
Yo, give the guy a better background soundtrack than this.
Oh, thank you so much, bro. Johnny, bye-bye.
Johnny. God damn, he served on him. Sheesh. Oh my God. Looks like a clip out of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh my God. Okay, listen. I know that it is. I am not excited for this movie. Let me put that on the record. I am aware that Wuthering Heights is problematic, and this in no way is an endorsement of the film. But is this Margot Robbie doing the Kate Bush Wuthering Heights dance? Wow! Why did we keep the audio of the wind just fucking the camera? God damn son of a... Hold on. I can fix this. We have the technology. We have the technology. Wait. Yes! Yes! Wuthering Heights, it's me. Get me and I need to come home now. So far, let me into your window. This is in no way an endorsement of that film. I just love me some Kate Bush. Come on, bro. Caroline and I were driving to a friend's engagement party, and we went through like all of the a category I define as insane female singer-songwriters, and we went through a list of them, and bangers. Dude. Cornflake Girl, come on.
Let's
go, Buffy.
I don't know what's been going on in my mind recently, but I am absolutely crushing lesbian jams. And like early 2000s Scandinavian boy and girl bands. I don't know why I am here right now, but like, dude, Melissa Etheridge. Oh, come on, fuck. Okay, and then I will be, dude, today I felt like I was lying to people in public because I was at the gym doing back. I'm gonna tell you something about my back. It's wide and it's big and it's strong. And I was absolutely fucking annihilating like 250-pound rows, just go, scaring people, okay? And in my headphones, I was absolutely pumping this. 18's Upside Down. Together. By the way, while this is happening, I'm just fucking like Kubrick Minotaur staring at myself in the mirror, like absolutely scaring the hose. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of love being of two worlds like that. I'm gonna see Tori Amos with my dad this year. Is your dad a lesbian woman? You have an insanely based father. That's crazy. What is this?
Ice cold fever. Ice cold fever.
Ooh.
Ice cold fever.
Have you seen the Kevin Durant burner account leaks? Hilarious. Listen, I will speak on that quickly. For anyone who is surprised by the Kevin Durant burner account leaks, you don't know Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant has been doing this for the better part of the last decade. Like there has never been a future first ballot Hall of Famer in any sport that loves talking shit on the internet more than KD. Like, KD has the fucking time. This is a repeat pattern of behavior. He will go online and talk that good shit since forever. That's a good lesbian jam right there. I can tell. New hidden Olympic knowledge. Okay, well, I'll look.
If you're the guy on the top, there's no way you can't feel the guy on the bottom's penis.
There is a stop. Okay, I know this is the skeleton sled. Is there actually a Duo Q skeleton sled that I am unaware of? Or is this, there's, what? It's
like rooting around in your crack.
Every time the Winter Olympics comes around, some smartass makes jokes about doubles luge. I placed third in the 2013 Pacific Northwest Double Luge Championships. Like, I could speak on this. You little TikTok comedians think that it's so funny. Like, oh, do you feel it rooting around in there? Like, you don't even understand the levels that this sport plays at. When you take this shit seriously, you don't feel it rooting around anywhere because you lock it in. And like, it's
I'm going to need you to explain what you're saying there, kid. What do you mean lock it in? What do you mean? What do you mean? What does he mean?
especially tough when you get into it at an adolescent age because as your partner and you age, the size of your booty hole and the size of his schlong or schlort, they change. And so you spend hours like stretching or dworking so that you have a good lock-in. Do you think that you don't need to be locked in at the speeds that we're going? You'll reach speeds at like the regional level, you reach speeds of like 60 to 70 miles per hour. And at the championship level, it goes up to like 90 miles per hour. The bottom player has to be an expert at maintaining the perfect level of chub so that they don't push you up and off of their.
You guys are right. Hockey's the gayest sport. You guys are right. I was wrong. You know what? What? This guy, what does it mean locked in? What does it, is he?
Elvis, but that they maintain enough rigidity to lock into your booty hole. Like,
so they're in the butthole.
Every time that the Winter Olympics comes around, someone comes in, hey, look at this sport. Like it is so much tougher than you can imagine.
If you're the guy.
I mean, yeah. I do wish that there was just blatantly some explicit sports. Yeah, I mean, like I would watch Olympic cock lifting. Do you know what I mean? When I was a younger man in my teens, I remember that I could lift like an Xbox Series 1 controller with my boner. And I thought that was very impressive. I could whip, like, you know. And I would like to see what the human limit is for how much weight could be lifted with an erect penis. And I think I'm not the only one. They hated him because he was correct. No, I think they should do shit like that. I think that would be very, you know, how much weight can a fucking Gorilla Grip pussy hold? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, wow.
Just some fucking Norwegian girl with an absolute vice grip, and they are adding weights as she's straddling. Shit!
I'm a stud.
You know what I mean?
That
would be
I don't take
crazy.
No shit from anyone.
Willen Hussein doubles skeleton crew who's on top, and when we seeing this,
we would be the slow dude. We are we are both men who are built like Sherpas. Do you know how much drag we are not slender frames. It would be the slowest luge ride ever. But I will say I could lock that cock down. I will say that I would lock that fucker. It would not be his penis that was causing drag.
Ballsy.
It'd be
I
our
don't take no
guts.
shit from anyone.
Yes, go ahead.
Have you kept up on your training since the Xbox One days?
No. I wish I hadn't let that hobby go. You know, you lose things when you get older. And lifting things with my cock was one of them. You know, every once in a while when I come out of the shower and I got a boner, I'll throw a towel on there and do the old towel rod trick to make Caroline laugh. But she rarely finds it funny. But I still find it funny. You know. I like this casting. What a transition. What a transition. What a transition. What a transition. What are we? Okay. What is this? Absolutely electric. I mean, that's a tough crowd. That's a tough crowd. Lady, you put down your fucking dog walker and you applaud.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Losing Robert Duvall today had me fucked up.
Yeah.
He was my favorite actor.
And clasp your hand.
Yeah. While Jimmy Fallon enjoyed a long career as a comedian and talk show host, an interesting and significant fact about him.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Didn't he do blackface one time? Called it.
I've seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and guess what? Not a lot of black folks on the show.
Yeah. Yep. A few of the SNL alum did blackface in that era. Who was the one that did Karl Malone? Someone did Karl Malone too. And I think that was blackface as well. Was that's Jimmy Kimmel? Both the Jimmys did blackface in the exact same era? Oh my God. That's rough. That's tough. Maybe that's why I never got a night show, is because I never did blackface. You know? Career suicide, really, not doing blackface. My most offensive costume of all time, I remember it vividly. I did Jesus of Nazareth while I was at a Southern school in North Carolina. And I built an 8-foot cruciform that I carried around like Jesus on his way to be crucified. And it was received with, I will say, varying levels of enthusiasm. And it ended with me. Someone called my name and I turned and I accidentally hit a person with the cross, and they were really pissed off at me. They were really fucking pissed off at me because that thing was big and it was heavy. But that was a pretty good costume in my opinion. You know, they just weren't ready for it.
Fuck you! Oh. Here we go.
Oh.
If he dies, he dies.
Oh. Oh my God. This dude might also be dating a lesbian. I don't.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Little Darby appreciation.
Okay. I like the okay applause. Interesting. I would love to know the dynamic of that couple. I would love to know the dynamic of that couple. Holy shit. There's a sex Olympics games. Oh, I remember this. Wait, this is new? Oh, Trojan did ads for this forever ago. The sex Olympics, but it's just Tommy Cash. Interesting. He did a video. Probably definitely get banned for watching that, so I'm not gonna. Gay figure skaters pave their own way in icebreakers.
That's cool.
Boobs.
Oh? Gay figure skaters pave their own way. Well, that can't be right. I thought all figure skaters were gay. I think I'd trust the headline more if they were like straight figure skaters pave the way, but let's take a look.
Skating is probably the best feeling ever. It is like a mix of flying and effortlessness.
Skating is
and
cool.
all of the best experiences that you want as a human, but you can't because we have gravity.
I would say my favorite thing about skating is the sense of freedom that you can't find anywhere else.
When do the gay figure skaters show up?
Push this way?
Yeah, hold on. Go wait, and now go forward.
Here. Other hand.
And
yeah.
that.
I'm right here right now, right? No, I'm here.
Yeah, I just need more space
Yeah,
than
I
on the
know.
waist.
Cross. Keep going.
Last year, Christian asked me to
Figure
help him
skating is so impressive, by the way.
choreograph a
It
piece
is so athletic.
for him and his former competitive skating partner. Let me see yours again.
And because my skating partner, Kenzie, lives back in Wisconsin, I was gonna have to do kind of like satellite choreography and send home videos to her for her to learn.
That's a lot for Mama's hips.
The first rendition of the piece was Kenzie and myself at Rock Center.
Everybody loves
Is that Rockefeller?
the things you do.
It is.
From the way you talk.
Can I be so for real? I remember vividly being a kid and going to Rock, and there were like figure skaters on the ice, and I remember being like not appreciating it at all because I was like, get these fuckers off the ice so I can skate. I've just been on a train for the last 2.5 hours. Get them the fuck out of here.
To the way you move.
Same. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only bitter child New Yorker that hated anything beautiful that was not my enjoyment.
I've always enjoyed the theatrics of ice dance, but there is something very fulfilling being able to genuinely kind of show those emotions towards someone that's not far out of the realm of reality.
Some of our friends were watching us skate together, and they said, you guys should just be skating this piece.
So did these guys skate in the Olympics together? That would be so cool.
We're just being like, oh, ha, 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 yeah, you're really funny. Yeah, that's really cool. Not doing it.
No, they're not allowed to? What?
I've been out for almost 15 years, but I had never really had a male skating partner before.
This is so beautiful.
Was parts of me that felt uneasy with it. People were watching, and I was having this gay moment. And that's something that I don't think I expected to be at my age and still like constantly thinking about that.
My mom has never been accepting of my sexuality.
No, come on. You put him in figure skating and you got mad when he was gay. Come on, lady, figure it out.
When I first told my mom that I was going to be performing with Joel was our final breaking point. Her first comments were, isn't that a family show? And I said, yeah. I don't know what that has to do with it. She's like,
dude, nothing pisses me off more than like the pearl clutching of, okay, I'm gonna talk some shit real quick. I don't know if you guys know what's his name? ESPN. Scott Van Pelt. Scott Van Pelt is a guy that I have liked for a long time. And there was a moment where he was watching the New Year's and there was like a couple making out and he's like, oh, there's love in the air. And then they showed a gay couple making out and he's like, what are we doing? And then he like tried to save it. He was like, what are we doing? Not out there having a good time. And I honestly, I do not understand like the visceral reaction that some people, like older people have when they see two men kissing. I will never fucking understand it for the life of me. Why? Like a kiss is so innocent. I do not understand this. Like we cannot show men kissing. We cannot show this. It's such a bizarre, like, I don't even know where it's such a strange phobic thing. I don't know.
Well, what if a kid asked their parent, why are two guys skating together?
Because they're gay, and that's fine.
And I said, well, I hope that it opens up a dialogue for parents to have with their kids. I think it's a really important conversation to ask those kinds of questions, which were questions that I was not allowed to ask when I was a kid.
Dude, it's like they got a job, they going to school, they are talented. Dude, there are so many things I would be worried about with my kid. Them being gay is like so far down the totem pole. I do not give a shit. It's so bizarre to me. I start to feel neurodivergent when I look at stories like this because I cannot empathize with it at all. And so it's hard for me to understand. Like I get that potentially, you know, you're worried that maybe your child's life will be more difficult because of their sexual proclivities or whatever. But besides that, like I cannot find the empathy in me for, because the Bible says it's wrong, but not even really. The Bible says a bunch of shit. The Bible says that you shouldn't make fun of bald men or that you'll be mauled by bears. You know what I mean? Like this whole, oh, it's in a direct interpretation of the Bible. No buggery. The Sodomites were doing butt fucking and they got turned into salt. Like, you believe that? That's the part you're going to fucking interpret literally and not the bald guys? Or that, you know, you should not fucking...
And she said, I don't think that that's really appropriate. And I hung up on her because I didn't know how to respond to that. I haven't spoken to her in over a year.
That is so sad.
Obviously, I want my mom in my life, but it's a really hard pill to swallow.
So fucking sad. Bro, I don't know if anybody has conservative members of their family. I have members of my family that are conservative to varying degrees, and like we've always managed to kind of keep it like cordial. And I think this last election cycle is where, for me, it's even like become too much to be tenable with certain members of my family where it's like, oh boy, I don't even know. It's tough, dude.
When I first saw Joel and Christian skating together, I was so excited. I immediately told them they needed to bring their piece to the upcoming gay games in Paris.
And we're
the gay games? Why the fuck am I still watching the Olympics when the gay games are out there?
like, what are the gay games? Tell us more about this.
I hope one of the games is how fast lesbians can move in together. I'm sorry. I'm an ally.
Since 1982, the Gay Games have given lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender athletes a chance to come together to compete, celebrate, and inspire.
We'll take a lap. No, that has always been the nexus of this community.
9
We
months.
accept,
I
we
wonder what our
love,
baby looks like.
but we also make fun of everybody.
Been in Colombia for the past week. Hope everyone's been well next.
The winning, having to beat someone else to be on top is a destructive.
Yes.
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Name one lesbian, Will. You guys have no fucking idea who I am. You have no fucking idea who I am. My first roommate in Los Angeles for 4 years was a lesbian woman, and she's happily married to a woman. You have no idea my life. You have no fucking idea.
Attitude, and I think that's true.
Can you name her? No, because you guys are psychopaths, and you'll probably stalk her social media and send her a message like, "Hey, we watch Will. He said he used to live with you. Is that real?"
Sports in the United States. Beating someone is not the important thing. Self-fulfillment.
Okay, the gay games look fucking lit.
Maintenant, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Surprised you didn't say Austin's legal.
Surprised you didn't say. Oh, sorry. I missed it. Oh my God, is that gay Greco-Roman wrestling? Sign me up. So just wrestling? You're right, chat.
Welcome to Paris. Cette ville vous aime. Cette ville est à vous. Profitez de Paris. Cette ville magnifique pour les Gay Games. Merci infiniment.
If Fearon doesn't go to the next Gay Games, I'm gonna be so fucking disappointed. I'd also bet money Austin doesn't know about them.
If we could get Austin's show in a Gay Games event, my life would be complete.
Skaters, you have 1 minute left for your warm-up. In just a few moments.
Unfortunately, Saudi Arabia got the rights to the next Gay Games. That can't be true. That cannot be real, chatter. That cannot be real.
We will start the Gold Ladies 1 free skating event.
And can I say something? You are in couple in life or not? Okay.
No.
Can I tell you how fucking toxic I am? Now I want them to get together. I'm literally doing the chatting thing and I'm shipping them. As soon as they're like, no, we're not together. And I'm like, oh, but they should be. They skate so beautifully. I'm literally doing Boy Love Yowie in my head. Like it's so potent. It's so potent.
His boyfriend's over there somewhere.
What if an accident should befall him? No, I'm serious. Answer the question.
How are you? So good to see you.
Oh my God. I just need
Your
first skating.
Thank you.
When I started skating over 30 years ago, I was obsessed with the idea of skating with another woman. But no opportunities like this existed then.
Is that in Virginia?
I'm here with Laura Moore, an out lesbian ice skater who is trying to get ice skating into Gay Games 4. Before we talk about ice
Damn, they've been running the Gay Games for a while.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Alex, thank you.
skating, we have a clip of Laura in action on the ice.
I had dreams of being a figure skater, and I was a lesbian, and I was
Thank
married
you.
to a man and living in the suburbs. I ditched the husband, I bought a pair of skates, and I came out.
This woman is living her best life now. No wonder she's so smiley. She left the fucking deadbeat, violent husband in the suburbs, bought a pair of ice skates, and lived her best life. Holy shit.
I've had some.
I'm boss.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
Gay Games 2030 Christian and Austin. Doubles skeleton. They'll win.
True.
Interesting reactions. Figure skating is a very gay sport. Probably.
Real.
Oh, I don't want to quote numbers, but a very large percentage of skaters are gay. But it's a very homophobic sport, and I have
really
not had very good reactions from my coach, from competition officials to my being out.
What has when Laura Moore first mentioned that she would like to try and create an LGBTQ skating event, I don't think any of us really believed that she could pull it off. Because first of all, you need judges.
Oh, don't worry. That's Wade. New Yorker! Who the fuck is Wade?
Wow, that's very cool.
I just got broken up with, but at least there is Will Neff to cope.
Ah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sorry you broke up with your significant other. I'm glad I can make you laugh.
Who's going to judge that? You need sponsorships. Who's going to do that? She had a vision.
This is the first time that two men can skate together or two women can skate together.
Now, she had to get the rink in Brooklyn. This is Coney Island.
Wow.
All those gay people going to Brooklyn. Oh, God, how many bulletproof vests do we need? We've thought of all this.
Oh, my God.
And then signs started going up all over the place. Gay figure skating in Brooklyn, Abe Stark Ring.
Oh, my God.
We're here at the Abe Stark Arena to cover the men's competition.
Oh, my. Oh, my God. Leather Daddy gay figure skater. Unbelievable. I wish I had been there.
And also pairs competition.
What you have to remember about that time is that it was still illegal for us.
Yes.
I just got a girlfriend. Thanks for the tips on being confident, and sorry to the last guy. You'll find someone. Do keep your head up, pod love.
Dude. Peach is so confident that they were like, oh, you got broken up with? Let me tell you about how my life's been going. I'm getting laid. Oh, Lee, that's awesome. Congratulations. Sorry to that last person.
To get married, and our ranks had been
Please make this an America Me Up. You're right. You're absolutely right. This should be
decimated by the AIDS crisis.
God, bro, I tell you what, one of like the most sobering things I've ever experienced is I moved to West Hollywood when I was 22 years old, and I was a degenerate, and I would go to like the Viper Room and like after hours places in West Hollywood. And I would talk to someone like the local kind of gays that had been there since the dawn of time. Hearing about West Hollywood, my town, during the AIDS crisis was like, you almost can't believe some of the stories. Like, dude, some of the stories that the elder gays would tell me would be like unfathomable. Like, businesses in West Hollywood would suddenly, like, popular restaurants would just disappear. Like, out of a group of 10 friends, like 5 of them would go missing over the course of a year. Like, just, it is so harrowing. If you've never had the chance to talk to an elder gay about living in a gay area during the AIDS crisis, it is like, it's almost, it's like almost a worthwhile trauma to take on, because I felt like I learned so much, and it made me feel so much more like vitriolic about any kind of like legislation that was working to like set homosexual people back. Because I was like, dude, haven't they been through enough? Let them fucking get married. Jesus Christ. Dude, it is definitely worth the conversation. I don't know if you guys know this. I had a gay uncle, which is kind of what started my gay journey. I mention it every once in a while. He was a professional chef in New York City, who watched me quite often and was an absolute gem of a human being. And he died of cancer. But that was kind of my experience, first with homosexuality, and that dude was the fucking best. One of the coolest people in the world.
We're blown away. Everything's just exceeded our wildest dreams and hopes.
The gay games saved my life. The gay games gave me me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take no shit from anyone.
The biggest lesson I'm getting from this documentary is that Blades of Glory could have been way gayer and they were cowards not to.
Really true.
With a kiss, the crowd loves it. Coney Island has never seen anything like this, folks.
I think they put us in the morning because we're older and they think we need a nap in the afternoon.
Well, they're not far from wrong. Almost my whole career has been focused on ice skating. Director of a skating
So Wade is a figure skater. Got it.
school, director of a summer camp, director of a preschool camp.
My name is Wade Corbett. I'm the producer and director of the skating exhibition that you're going to see tonight.
It's been an amazing career.
These skaters are from...
And I'm very proud that I introduced ice skating to a lot of minority children. Because when I first got into the rink, I didn't see anybody that looked like me.
Okay, Wade's a fucking hero.
Good afternoon, skaters. You are now walking on the ice for a 5-minute warm-up.
I've been to every gay game since '94. It's just wonderful.
But figure skating still has so far to go. A few elite skaters have come out. But the sport is still homophobic.
That is crazy to me. That is fucking crazy to me. That figure skating is homophobic. That is wild.
From the highest levels on down. In elite skating like the Olympics, there is a rule, and I quote, "A pair must be one man and one lady."
Oh,
And it's
shit.
very sexual.
Let me fix my camera real quick. And it's very sexual? Oh my God. Hold on. He's getting to the good shit too. Fuck. One moment, please. There we go.
Very sexual. And the audience gets off on that.
Oh.
It's almost like they're married, like they're lovers.
Okay. Whoever put this clip in knew exactly what they were doing.
This makes a lot of money for the ISU, the International Figure Skating Union, which oversees figure skating leading up to the Olympics. What you have to understand is that the ISU is heavily influenced by Russia, where officially homosexuals do not exist.
Damn.
Clearly, there are many other countries in the ISU that have problems
This you
with
with Will Nash,
homophobia,
raised eyebrow emoji.
including the United States.
This you? What did you link in the middle of this video?
Oh, scheiße!
Oh, Scheiße! Oh, Scheiße! Guten Tag! No, that was not me. That was a German man, but close.
Skating is grounded in a don't ask, don't tell culture. So unfortunately, LGBTQ skaters can become very alienated within our sport. And this is why I say thank God for the gay games.
There you go.
Okay.
Flowers are nice.
Why would I have
coming
a
out.
straight tie? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Easy, easy.
I was 33, you were 13.
18.
I was lucky to have Laura and Wade as role models when I was a teenager.
And you were 18. I was 18 going on.
Laura was the first lesbian woman that I ever met. She had a short haircut. She was very butch, you know, like.
This is Mark's first gay games. He wanted to do gay games years ago,
I was told not to do it.
but a former coach insisted that he didn't do it. That's right.
The reason why she didn't want me to do the gay games is because I was just starting my skating career, and the judges really didn't like the fact that us gay athletes were trying to break the rules. It was a stigma against you.
Right.
The judges wouldn't judge you correctly.
She thought he had enough talent that he might make it in the world of skating.
Confetti Hive Dino
And
Dance
so
has
don't
some
come
action.
out,
Thank you
don't
so
do
much,
the gay
Sig.
stuff, don't do all that.
And how many of us of beautiful colored skin were outspoken like that?
Right.
It was normal for the, okay, we know,
Right.
but to be different on top of being out and on top of being different? I kept quiet, which allowed me to make a good career for myself in the skating realm. I competed for a while, and after that, I did ice shows, like Disney on Ice.
Just tie them till they're just right.
I can't tie them too tight either. And now I'm a skating coach.
Yeah,
I want to keep it clean.
it's your first one. Just
Yeah.
have fun. Just have fun.
My first Olympics.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I am, for the first time, feeling welcome as a gay athlete.
Competing in Masters Elite Men 2 from America, Mark Stanford.
When I first started skating, I knew I was gay. Everybody keeps saying gay, 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 gay. I'm a human being. I'm an athlete. I chose a sport that I'm really, really in love with. But to represent myself as not who I am, it's been hard for me. And I've always just wanted to be who I am. And I'm HIV.
Wow.
Don't tell anybody that you're gay. Don't tell anybody that you're sick. It kills us on the inside.
It was a beautiful skate. It was a beautiful skate.
Thank you. Now, I can actually say to people, I am a Gay Games Olympic champion.
This is a fascinating video. Oh my God. Oh my God.
One of the things that was so special about the games is that the camaraderie is so different
Right.
than what we normally get in skating.
Thank you, Crowquills.
Sports in general have a competitive tone where you kind of have to shove other people out of the way. it's so fun and cool to watch everybody support each other and just have a great time doing something they love.
Oh my God.
Competing in free dance 10 from the United States, please welcome Christian Irwin and Joel Gillen.
No costume. These boys know that they're about to fucking bring it.
Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home. You're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment?
What we wanted to do with this piece is we wanted to show a side of a gay interaction where it is about the subtleties of a relationship.
Hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie. You sound like a song.
Ultimately, people want to be loved, and they want to feel like somebody else cares about them. It doesn't have to be glittery and flamboyant. It can just be like a tender interaction between two people.
It was just like a movie. It was just like a song when we were young.
This was a shockingly good video by the New Yorker.
Oh my God, the most passionate, boring, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay,
Thank you.
let's all go cry together.
Oh, his boyfriend.
Bless Joel and Christian. It filled me to see that. I can't believe what I just saw. This is why we need the Gay Games. It gives us a sense of the untapped potential of figure skating. Why limit the magic of skating?
Welcome to the figure skating gala performance for the 10th Gay Games.
Shit got infinitely gayer at the gala, I feel like. That was great. I randomly caught your Jason cameo. It was fucking hilarious. Does anybody have any clips from today? From
that's very cool.
Hey,
from the
Billiam,
Jason
thanks
Ween
for
stream?
all the effort and energy that you put into being such an inspirational human and streamer. Much love, homie.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Quick framed. All right, that's sure. Oh man, Great Falls High School. It's blue, but I don't know if it's Twilight blue. I'll try Twilight. No. Fluid Dynamics. Oh, this is Donnie Darko. What? American Pie? I forgot. They changed the name of Grand Rapids to Great Falls. I should have gotten that. So they changed the name of Grand Rapids to Great Falls in American Pie, which was really funny. East Great Falls. I should have picked that immediately. Do you agree with this statement? I'm going to be so for real. This is already a big genre, but at pools during the daytime. If you listen to like what DJs will play at like a pool party or like Euro, if you're in like Mykonos during the day on Super Paradise Beach, just randomly, not that I've been there, you'll definitely hear some shit like that. Oh, a Jason the Ween clip. Thank you. Nice. Finally.
The coconut tree has become his bitch lover. Yes, the coconut tree has become his bitch lover. She neglects him, and in that neglect, a fondness grows. Surely she will give me the wealth of her delicious coconut flesh, only to be turned away again. A cock on an island.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Phenomenal. I gotta hit that Werner. I gotta hit that shit. I'm not gonna lie. WWE dropping footage of Sol Ruka's workouts. Well, this is something I need to see.
Nuts. So that's crazy, dude.
Skinning the cat? I'm gonna be so for real. I'm gonna be so transparent. This is not that crazy.
That's like me trying to get in one of those on the toilet in the airplanes. They're so small. That's how I feel getting in there. You know, trying to have to like turn around.
Can you do that? 1,000 times, yes. That is like a basic shoulder stretching method from CrossFit. If you have ever done any kind of competitive CrossFit, you've skinned the cat before.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
That's not really that difficult, but it's cool that she did it. I was expecting something wild.
To any chatter watching this stream with the volume on and their parents in the other room, this definitely sounds like an erotic gay pornography.
I'm not gonna lie, I hit this shit.
To any chatter.
Oh, that's the clip we just watched.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
I just hosted my own film watch party because of you, and now everyone wants to watch a second film to compare and contrast Burlesque to my showing of Coyote Ugly. I need to thank you for everything. You have transformed my life. Never stop your shit, Neffel.
Well, look at you. Congratulations. But don't try and take my audience, okay? Or else bad things. I'm just kidding. No, dude, that's awesome. That makes me so happy. Chatter film nights, fuck yeah. Film nights are the best, man. There's nothing like a freezer pizza, some friends, and a movie.
That's good. Will it? It won't melt it, right? I'm gonna try the bow drill one more time, bro. And if I can't get it
will definitely
sorry, guys. I got
not melt it.
I literally am like so tired. So tired, bro.
That I don't know why of the entire like hour and a half, that was the thing that finally cracked me, was him asking if the fire would melt the metal bowl he's been given. All right, someone sent me some Simpsons. What is this? Hold on. The Simpsons have released a couch gag that finally shows the aftermath of Marge hitting Homer with hitting Homer with her car in the intro. Oh.
How are you just sitting there? Your mom hit me with her car. She smashed me through a solid oak door. How could you not see me in the garage? I was running away and screaming in terror. There's wood everywhere in me. Why the hell was Maggie in the front seat?
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
That's very
Love you,
good.
bud.
Thank you. What a nice thing to say. 1 second song guess. Let's do it, dude. Let's fucking do it. Okay, I'm putting down chat.
I'm a stud. I'm ballsy.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
Is this the stream of Big Titty Emo Got Gengar loving girls?
We have 12 of them. Oh, man. Oh, I've heard this before. Is this fucking Adele?
You were the shadow to my light. Did you feel?
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
I think this is Alan Walker. Not Adele, but I don't know if I can pull this. Faded. Fuck! I should have gotten that. Stop me up! Stop me up, baby, and I'll never stop. There's something you should know about me. I fucking love the Rolling Stones. There's something. Onk slop. I've never been so close to striking as a child as what you just said almost made me do. You know that moment where someone's uncle just cracks a kid? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I have never been so close to striking a child. You just called the Rolling Stones Unk Slop? Maybe the greatest band of all time is not Unk Slop. Please refrain from saying such things.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
The sleepy, depressed, big-tittied goth girls generally also are a fan of Snorlax and may have put that as their answer on this census. Just a heads up.
Okay, that's good to know. Snorlax. Okay. Yo, I know one other thing. I know one other thing. You can ask Naisu about this. The real freaks, the real freaky boys, their favorite Pokemon is Gardevoir. Those are the real freaks. Ladies, if you're looking for a man that's going to eat your ass, it's the Gardevoir fans. Low punny? No. Low punny? Too basic. That's just normal guys. The Gardevoir boys, dangerously horny. All right, next song. And then the real freakiest of the freaks, they like girls that are built like Mewtwo. You know what I'm saying? All right, next up.
I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Yes, go ahead.
Snorlax is egregiously overweight. Austin hates Snorlax.
Egregiously. That was crazy that he said that.
The man
Is this Bad Bunny?
them too inconsiderate. 5-star hotel smoking cigarette mixing up with a Finnegan. She got thick but she wanna get Finnegan. Drinking up.
Is this, what's his name? Central C? I think that's his name, Central C. Because it's not Skepta. Central C? Dave.
Oh, and it sound like a tap dance. The way that I ball, no yellow. The ref have to give me a black card. Who did what we're doing with rap? Man couldn't sell out his show after all them years of doing a cat sprinter, 2 gallon of van.
Dave. Damn, one for 3 is terrible. I've really slipped. Stumbled upon this the other day. They will never be anyone quite like him.
I didn't anticipate when I started.
Oh, you're gonna make me fucking cry.
How passionate people are about Batman. There's a really unique connection there. The audience knows him as well as I do.
I think the reason he's so iconic is because of all the superheroes, he's the only one who has no superpowers at all. People
untrue, but keep going.
Relate to him because everyone has had
literally everybody in the Bat family, but keep going.
Dark nights of the soul. We all do.
Does the hurt ever go away?
I wish I could say yes. But it will get better in time. For you. That I promise.
And what they admire about him is his ability to overcome it.
I never give up. We can fix this. Together. Let me help you.
Let me help you. He recreates himself as this angel of goodness.
I know what it's like to try and rebuild a life. I had a bad day too, once.
He wants to make the world a better place.
Do you stay with me?
It's such a beautiful message. That's what people love about him.
Even after everything you've done, I would have saved you.
Batman is not the disguise. Bruce Wayne is the disguise.
In my mind, that's not what I call myself.
What do you call yourself?
Batman.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Batman is what Bruce Wayne became to deal with the tragedy of life. He's fighting for his identity.
I won't live a lie, no matter how attractive you make it. It seems I've been trying to stop those 2 bullets all my life. Tell me about
Glazing Batman a little too hard. Mod, shoot that guy.
my father.
He has this scene at his parents' grave.
Please, I need it to be different now.
Where he's begging with them to release him from his vow.
I didn't count on being happy.
And I was really proud of it because you have to show the humanity of the man.
Nice work, kid. Looks like I owe you one.
I guess I kind of owe it to you, Batman. Probably saved my life.
It's like a wise man once said, it's not who you are underneath. It's what you do that defines you.
And that's a lesson we can all take from Batman.
Good people lived here once.
Good people still live in Crime Alley. I sat with both of my parents on separate occasions as they passed. The thing to remember is their spirit lives on. The body is just a vessel. It's not Batman that makes you worthwhile.
It's the other way around. Thank you, Bruce. For everything.
Dude, I'm actually gonna fucking cry, throw up, and vomit when Batman finally is in the DCU. I just don't even know how I'm gonna react. I'm like, I'm gonna be like a dog chasing a car, like that doesn't know what to do when he finally gets it. You know what I mean?
One's in chat if you hear Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill in your mind when you read Batman comics.
Yeah, dude.
Also, did you see the final performance of Mark and Kevin together in Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3?
I did, and I also, you're right. I always hear Mark Hamill's laugh, like his perfect. I can't even. It's so bats. It's so good. He's so fucking good. Batman. His laugh is so fucking perfect. It's like up there with Vincent Price as like the best laugh ever. As a movie guy / elder nerd, where do you think we jumped the shark? Movies with meta humor that aren't fucking insufferable about it. Blazing Saddles, Gremlins 2, Last Action Hero, and Scream. When do I think we jumped the shark? Well, I think part of the problem with like a lot of humorous films is that we got into like endless iteration where like how many scary movies were there? Like 12? How many American Pies were there? How many, you know what I mean? Like we really got to a place where if a comedy was successful, they would do sequel slop endlessly. That, and I think that right now the youth unfortunately are like, they're not funny. I don't know what to say about that, but like the current generation of teens is like one of the least funny generations I've ever seen in my entire life, where I think there is a real, there's a real phobia of being perceived as cringe, and everything is kind of like a meme, and there's no like performance element of humor anymore. I'm really worried because they're just not funny. I don't know what else to say there. There just are not funny people in that generation yet, which is a bummer. Also, I think part of that is, of any generation I've ever seen, teenagers right now have more contempt for anything old, more than any humans I've ever heard of. Where like Bo Burnham, though, Bo Burnham is 32, you peen ass. Yeah, I think that there is a real disdain for anything old. Like that one person calling fucking the Rolling Stones Unk Slop is crazy. That shit is crazy, bro. Like, what a disdain you have for anything that existed before you. It's strange because teens right now remind me very much of, have you ever read the Portrait of Dorian Gray? They all kind of remind me of Dorian Gray, where like the cornerstone of everything that they talk about, think about, appreciate is youth. And there's something so bizarre about that, especially when you're still young. Everybody I knew when I was growing up could not wait to grow up. You know what I mean? Like there was this real like want to escape your youth because you had no autonomy and you were powerless in your youth. And I think teens now, it's like, I never grow up. Old people suck. Throw them in fucking euthanasia camps. Which is a real radical turn. Corso 117, go ahead. Yes.
Most teenager jokes are things you see in a TikTok comment. It's like everyone is doing inside jokes, but the problem is the whole internet knows them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Go ahead.
And now a lot of us are addicted to nostalgia.
Addicted to nostalgia. I don't know if we are any more addicted to nostalgia than any other timeline. I think nostalgia is a feeling that comes with a very sickly sweet melancholy. But I think a lot of us still enjoy things that are new. You know, I mean, I'm still out there watching my Jujutsu Kaisen and my Gachi Kaku or whatever the trash one is called. What is this? SEER January recap. Failed to determine content classification. Oh, interesting. Thank you, chatter. Any plans to play Resident Evil Requiem when it comes out? Yes, for sure. Of course. Of course. I feel like the nostalgia comes back most when things shitty. Well, things have always been shitty for my adult life, so I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Oh my God. Oh. I've seen this guy before. His designs have come a long way. Sick. Jarvis, fill my helmet with galaxy gas. Is that a cardboard motorcycle? No. No. That was sick. That was fucking insane. Stream Sniper found Jason on the island. Yeah, I heard about that. I hope that that was planned. I hope that that was like a stunt, because otherwise I can only imagine like the production, like what they would have to go through when a guy shows up on your deserted island and you're like, I guess we have to home this person now. Like, what the fuck? Jade Cargill put out a Black History Month post. Happy Black History Month. I think that's something we can all agree on. Come together right now over Jade. Love Jade. Dude, if she's not the next Storm, I'm going to crash the fuck out. She would be... she's so perfect for Storm. It's actually absurd.
Farewell, happy fields.
Deleted 28 years later scene? Oh my God.
Where joy forever dwells. Hail.
Unless she can't act. Listen, I'm going to make something very clear to you. Wrestlers can act. There is nothing harder than acting while you've just been like thrown through a table. I will tell you right now, I would be willing to bet that like 60% of actors or 60% of wrestlers, if you put them on camera, would be passable as actors or actresses. Like at least as good as a Sydney Sweeney. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're not fucking Dustin Hoffman, but they can fucking be in a superhero movie.
Hail.
Just as we've been told, Old Nick commands the demons. They bend to his will.
Our leader was his favoured son. How lucky are we?
It doesn't look too favoured to me.
This movie was so fucking good. This movie was so fucking good, man. So good. Weirdly, Will Neff specific interests combined? Okay. Oh my God! That's Batman! And he's got the orb! Me look. Peligrosa. Oh my God! Oh my God. Batman is got the orb? Holy Kushigi. It's an orb and it's crazy and I can do it. How are you? This old ass Mark Hamill
Speaking
interview?
of 28 years
Yeah.
later, did you realize the Jimmies were modeled after Jimmy Savile when they were first introduced?
Yes. Well, okay, I'm gonna be so for real with you. The reason that I did was because I had recently watched, and I'm looking it up right now, that documentary. Fuck, what the fuck is my computer doing right now? What's it called? A British Horror Story. I had recently watched a British Horror Story probably like 9 months before I watched the movie.
The big question I get asked is, when did it all start and why?
Your breakdown of that scene was really good. Yeah, I can give my take on why I think he used Jimmy
Ladies and
Savile.
gentlemen, it so happens I've spent my life fixing things for people.
As a child, you just thought this guy can make things happen.
Real monster. I mean, maybe the most horrific monster in history, really.
He knew everybody.
Can I thank you for everything you do for every good cause?
How on earth do you raise £10 million in 3 years?
With Jim, you accepted things as normal, but it was abnormal.
That is supposed to be me. What did I ever do to you that you would draw that picture of me?
Anyway, I've given my take on why I thought that he put.
You will forever have my Prime sub. By the way, if you haven't seen Good Luck, have fun. Don't die yet. It's a gosh darn banger.
Oh, I've heard that's good. I gotta check that out. So I have said of 28 Years Later, and this is the last thing I'll talk about before we get into Neff News. I think a lot of the 28 series is a focus on how media and how like content shape the minds of people and how it can create desensitization towards violence and violence in and of itself, starting with the original 28 Days Later, which is the inception of the virus is chimps being forced to watch ultraviolet content all day, creates the rage virus in their head. They become infected with rage. And you'll notice that 28 Days Later is filmed on a JVC Handycam, right? Which at the time was how people were watching a lot of the very grady, like awful, terrible Faces of Death, like the close kind of like live leak Reddit, horrible, violent snuff, rotten.com. Exactly. A lot of that media was being consumed via the Handycam. And so I think in 28 Years Later, if you've ever seen how that movie was filmed, it was actually filmed on, I think, 20 iPhones. Here you go. So it's filmed on 20 iPhones simultaneously, like this. And I think the reason they did that is, first, most of the media that people consume now, especially the violent and traumatic media, is filmed on an iPhone. And then beyond that, I think the multiple camera angles come from the idea that every time something really horrific happens now, like the shooting of Charlie Kirk, it's shown from like 20 different iPhone camera angles. So this is meant to be an encapsulation of that same effect of watching horrifically violent stuff disseminate on the internet. And it really kind of takes a genius to do something like that. But beyond that, I think the Jimmy Savile of it all, if you track the 28 saga, right? Jimmy Savile, if the breakout happened 28 years ago, would have never been found guilty or suspected of his rampant pedophilia and abuse and nightmarish shit he did. So he would still be considered an icon in rural British areas, like very much kind of like the Teletubbies that show up in the beginning of that 28 years later. So he would have still been this icon within British culture. But I think the point that Danny Boyle is trying to make with the 28 years later film casting of Jimmy Savile is that, you know, they are monsters hiding in plain sight. Obviously, you know, great fucking costume for a Satan worshiper, but more than anything, Jimmy Savile never faced punishment. He was someone who died before the general populace accepted that he was this pedophilic monster. And so I think for a filmmaker like Danny Boyle, it is a post-mortem chance to further besmirch his name in a way that, like, you know, your legacy can't escape judgment. I am going to make you the satanic, skin-wearing, violent psychopath in my movie so that you face some kind of judgment beyond, you know, you being able to die comfortably. I want you as a monster to be immortalized in film forever. So again, a lot of people like didn't get it. They hated it. They thought that Danny Boyle was somehow trying to like lionize Jimmy Savile, which is like the complete antithesis of what he was trying to do. But I love that movie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there are 5,000 of you here. It is 8:30. It is now time for Neff News. Pull that shit up. Give me the headers. Yeah!
These days, everyone wants to be an anchorman and do the news. But everyone else is a fake and a phony. This is the only real news on this fucking platform. If you want to know what matters in this sad little world, this is the only place to get all the news that's fit to breathe. Brought to you by the Badass Boss, hosted by the one and only, your mother fucking favorite anchor, Real Neff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Monday, which means it's time for another Neff News. Now, in case you are unaware of what Neff News is, it is a news program we do every Monday where we go over the dumbest, silliest, stupidest news from the week, amalgamated by Haas so that I have never seen it. I am reacting natively to it with you. I have never seen these stories before. So tuck in, get comfortable, and enjoy another Neff News. Also, just got to say, amazingly flattering that 5,000 people turn out for Neff News. That's crazy. We've grown so much recently. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for showing up, and I hope you enjoy this edition of Neff News. February 16th, 2026. Our first section is animals in nature. Let's take a look at this go.
The farmer offered to surrender her to our sanctuary. Lily was rejected by her mother at birth.
Oh.
I was in
Goat screams are just inherently funny to me.
shock at how tiny she was. She was 5 days old. She weighed only 2 pounds. So she's like same size as like a Kleenex box. We would just love it first sight because she's adorable.
Aww.
About a week or two in, we started letting her free range in our house, just like she was a tiny cat. Our one older cat, Bean, took her under his wing and would curl up with her on the couch and sleep.
Beans.
She would just follow him everywhere all the time. Growing up, she just was like, okay, I'm gonna be a cat now. This animal likes me, being my friend, so I'm just gonna do whatever he wants to.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
As she started getting
You 3
older
years
and
is
bigger,
crazy.
we started moving her outside.
Thank you for the 3 years. I appreciate you.
I think at first she missed the house.
She's so cute.
We try to bring her favorite parts of inside outside. So she has the armchair and the lawn chair, and she's very funny because she does kind of like curl up in a strange little circle, almost like she's a cat. She doesn't see our house cat Bean as much, although she still sees our outdoor farm cat.
Bring her beans
She
now.
loves the barn cat. And in her mind, she's a cat. So as soon as she saw them, she's like, oh, there's more of me in the world. Like, come play with me. Myself and my whole family, we just love Lily. And I'm really, really grateful that we have her in our lives because she makes me smile like every time I see her.
Okay, that was fucking adorable. Good work, Haas. Thank you. Next story: Swan down again. What is it? What does that mean?
Firefighters today again came to the rescue of a swan that was
the same swan got caught in the ice again?
Stuck in a frozen river. Second time this month, and it came only 2 days after that swan was released back into the wild. News 12 Connecticut's Marissa Alter with those details tonight.
At Norwalk Veterinary Hospital, this swan is filling up and thawing out after...
I feel like this swan has just figured out that you'll give him a big box of food every time he gets frozen in the lake. Oh no, it's me, a swan, and I've been caught in the lake again. I can't believe it. You would think millions of years of evolution would have prepared me for the threats of a frozen lake. Oh no. Send your firefighters and bring a box of food, or else I won't survive.
Another icy incident on the Norwalk River.
My name's Christopher Swakin.
The fire department got a call around 9 for a swan stuck in the frozen river near the Norwalk Boat Club. Crews were able to walk out because the ice is so thick. They then covered the swan's head with a blanket to calm him down.
Oh no!
His feet
Don't cover my head.
weren't really stuck, mostly just the feathers under his belly. So we took just a flat shovel and slowly tried to get under there.
Yeah, scoop me out like I'm a corpse.
One feather
Now bring me to the delicious box of grain.
at a time.
Until the swan was freed. Turns out the animal was more than familiar with his rescuers.
Oh, drat. It's me again, Christopher Swakin. I've really gotten frozen in here good this time, boys.
On
Oh, wow.
February
It's
3rd.
me again, Christopher Swakin. I can't believe a third time I've been frozen to the ice. Bring out the box of grain. I'm such a silly goose.
Crews donned cold water suits and special equipment to rescue this same swan from a spot nearby after his feet were badly frozen into the ice.
My feet have been badly frozen into the ice.
The swan spent over a week.
Oh no, a fourth time. Here I am, Christopher Swacken. Put me in the human ambulance, please. You can't stick me in the stowage with these other animals. I'm too beautiful. I'm a swan.
At Norwalk Veterinary Hospital.
He was pretty weak when he got here and pretty thin. We were doing hydrotherapy for him. We had him in our tub swimming to get his strength back.
Which the swan did. Norwalk Animal Control set him free to...
Wouldn't it be a shame if I swam from this beautiful wet water over to that horribly frozen ice for a fifth time?
2 days ago.
He was fine when they released him. He was swimming with his mate.
Until this...
Oh no, here we go again.
Sticky situation reunited him with his prior heroes.
Bring the grain.
Temperatures have been pretty moderate the past couple of winters. So as a result, these waterfowl stay around. And with this enormous amount of ice and the freezing cold weather we've had, they're not really used to dealing with that.
Dr.
They're
Duffy.
helpless and we're there to help them.
Animal rights organization PETA announced last week that its Compassionate Fire Department Award will go to Norwalk because of firefighters' quick actions.
Because they've saved me over 15 times.
First rescue. Now there's another reason for the honor.
It should be a very happy ending for sure. He's healthy. He'll be fine.
The swan will remain at the veterinary hospital for a few days in hopes next week's warmer temperatures melt the ice. If not, he'll go to a local animal sanctuary.
Once we have enough...
Damn, they figured me out. If they let me go, I was going to freeze my gonads to the ice again as soon as possible. Too many chihuahuas next door.
Fordham neighbors say they've had enough after years of constant barking and the stench of dog urine that's been keeping them up at night. This month, those neighbors say they discovered a pack of dogs living inside of a woman's apartment. And tonight, the ASPCA says it's opening an investigation. News 12's Mike Lamort has the exclusive story.
It looks like a scene straight out of Beverly Hills, Chihuahua, but neighbors say it smells more like a farm.
Yeah, you can't smell it. See, very, very bad.
At least a dozen Chihuahuas marked their territory inside this Ryer Avenue apartment after they escaped earlier this month.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have just grabbed one of the Chihuahuas and ran. One of them Chihuahuas would have become one of my Chihuahuas.
Sent to us says it was her neighbor in apartment 1A who let the dogs out.
Oh boy.
Even when they're inside. The noise just doesn't stop.
That's
Residents
crazy.
say the barking goes on all day and all night and has been happening for years.
We can't sleep. We can't.
Upstairs neighbors say the owner never opens the door.
Oh yeah, wow, that's so cool.
Bark, bark.
Dude, the cacophony of barking after he hit the doorbell was insane. That was like dropping a nuclear missile.
The stench of urine has become so overpowering, neighbors say they've been putting air fresheners outside the apartment.
I smell it coming out of the shower pipes in the morning.
It's a smell. It smells love. We show.
Okay, this is the most cinematic news shot I've ever seen. That is crazy. We only get the wagging hand of complaining lady in 1B.
We showed the video to Maria, the leader of the pack, through her window.
That's not my house.
Maria wasn't a fan of the paparazzi and at first denied the...
She said, "That's not my house!" Maria, how do you solve a problem like Maria? Brother, that is fucking hilarious. There are literally dogs in the background going, "Ah!" She's like, "It's not my house. It's not my house."
Dogs broke loose from her apartment, but later admitted to having 7 Chihuahuas. How many do you have?
It's not too much Chihuahua.
But the video appears to...
It's not too much Chihuahua. I wish I had a shirt that said that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least in this video.
Show a bit more wagging tails than Maria mentioned. The building super says tenants are only allowed 2 pets and is worried the dogs aren't being properly cared for.
I wonder what would give you that idea, as there is a pack of unsupervised, collarless chihuahuas in the fucking stairs of this apartment.
That's very cool.
We're trying to go inside to tell her, oh, you have to remove the dogs because it's illegal, you know. She didn't want to remove the dogs.
The landlord and Maria are currently in court, hoping to resolve the issue soon. In the meantime, how many dogs are inside the apartment remains a mystery. In Florida, Mike Lamort, News 12 The Bronx.
How do you solve a problem like Maria? Honestly, I am of two minds about this story because, one, that's too many fucking dogs. I feel bad for the other tenants. But two, when I get fat and old, I can see myself being exactly like Maria. You know what I mean? Like when I have fucking 30 multi-poos and someone's like, sir, there's shit everywhere. And I'm like, it's not too many multi-poo. It's not too many Farleys. They are all named Farley. This is Farley. This is Farley. This one is called Farley. This dog name, he very energetic. He named Farley. This one I call Bad Bunny. This one, again, this is Farley. I can see myself living that life. You know what I mean? I love dogs. I fucking love dogs. I really do. And when I'm fat and old, I think I would just like to have a bunch of dogs.
Oh, yeah, wow. That's
Big blue truck. Thank you for kicking off the hype train. It's not too much. Kangaroo fight.
Welcome back. Cole is lucky to be alive. Headbutted, punched and clawed at, all because he stepped in to help his best mate.
Oh.
It's not from a big night out, but a boxing match with a wild kangaroo.
Oh, my God.
It's not Skippy.
This man is hard as a coffin nail.
He's a nice kangaroo. He's not chewing on gum leaves and giving you a hug.
Battle scars from a scuffle with
Oh
Skippy.
my God.
Cole says he's lucky to be alive after he took on a monster kangaroo.
I was down the paddock having a beer with a mate in the shed, and he said, I can hear your dog barking. And then we drove across to the dam.
The dog in question.
And there's a big roo trying to grab her.
I'd fight a kangaroo for Farley, straight up. Straight up. No big brat is gonna hurt my fucking dog.
Cole didn't hesitate. He leapt in to save his best mate, Nellie.
I just thought she's gonna die here. Grabbed a stick, hit it with a stick. He's just come out like a bullet and headbutted me, and I just went on to fell over. Who wants to say they've been beaten by a kangaroo? God. It was bad because even when I was trying to get away, he's done this flying kung fu kick or whatever, and then he's just grabbed me by the head. It was bloody terrifying.
What's going through your head in that moment?
I don't know what's going through your head, just except for get the bastard off.
Thank you, D.
Cole says he owes his life to
Oh
his
my
Pilbara
God.
blue shirt, which took the brunt of the roo's claws.
Oh my God.
I'm fine. Scratches are scratches and bruises are bruises. And that embarrassing one where he's kicked me right in the arse cheek, that's sore.
More bruise.
I'm telling you, if I get in a fight with a roo, I'm going right for that beanbag. I'm gonna rip him a new pouch. You know what I mean? I'm getting a fistful of kangaroo nuts and I'm spinning, death rolling.
Is his ego.
The man that got flogged, or Skippy.
The stories put Yea, 2 hours northeast of Melbourne, on the map, making international headlines.
Brutally beaten by kangaroo.
Violent kangaroo attack.
And it's not the first time a kangaroo fight involving a pooch has made the news. Cole took us back to the scene of the infamous fight.
And that's when the scuffle happened.
The melee.
Who do you reckon came off worse?
Oh God, you're joking.
Do you reckon you got a few good punches in?
I got nothing. If the dog wasn't in trouble, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Just stay it. Leave him alone. He didn't pick the fight.
No.
He just won it.
He won it.
And that blue shirt that saved him, we thought he needed a replacement.
Nice.
There you go, you got a new one.
Well, I only bloody wore the thing twice.
Oh, really?
I only shop once a year.
Cole's injuries will heal
This
in
is
time,
the most Aussie man in history.
but the story will live on.
I'm very, very lucky. Like I would, in normal circs, I wouldn't go within 200 feet of the bloody things.
Any advice for anyone who's, going up against a kangaroo?
Oh, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Grab his nuts and spin. All right, next story. We are now on to the World Record Roundup. Deadpool collector.
Hi everyone, I'm Gareth Dean, and I'm proud to officially announce my new Guinness World Record, the world's largest collection of Marvel licensed Deadpool items, now over 4,000 unique pieces.
That's crazy. This is, oh dude, I can't wait till they show that later. That's the Deadpool Venom collab. It's one of the coolest fucking toys I've ever seen.
This journey has been incredible and deeply personal, stretching across 3 continents, countless adventures, and over a decade of hunting grails, meeting awesome collectors, and fully enjoying the passion that drives it all.
Bam, bam, bam. Oh.
My journey started back in South Africa, where I first discovered Deadpool, a character who for me represented resilience, humor in chaos, and the courage to be unapologetically different. From there, life took me to Ireland, where I continued growing my collection, connecting with collectors worldwide, and
there you go. There it is. That's the Venom Deadpool. It's actually so sick.
even achieving my first Guinness World Record. And now, here I am in the United States, starting a new chapter, both personally
Thank you for those
and
5
professionally,
subs on the hype
continuing
train.
to grow this collection and expand what it represents. One of the things that makes this record so special is the effort behind each item. Many of these pieces were sourced from all around the world, from Japan, Peru, and Australia, to small comic stores and
what is this shot?
Conventions where I spent hours searching for variants and exclusives.
What the fuck was that?
Some were shipped across continents, others hand-delivered by fellow fans.
Wow, he's got multiple copies of the New Mutants issue 1. That's so sick.
Each one tells a different story of creativity, culture, and connection. What fascinates me most about collecting is how even the slightest variation, a different barcode, a subtle color shift, or a new artist's interpretation can make one item incredibly rare.
You bought that issue for $1? When?
It's not just about owning things, it's about the thrill of discovery and the appreciation for every artist, designer,
$1? I feel like that's less than retail was when that issue came out.
and storyteller who brought Deadpool to life in so many forms.
Before the movie, it was in the dollar bin, laughing my ass off. That's crazy.
So this is something cool because people often don't know the difference between covers and they look the same. In all fairness, I kind of get that. They all are the same, but they're all very different for a collector. So, like, this is a modern reprint of New Mutants 98. That's the first appearance of Deadpool. And you can see that by the price tag, which says $3.99 on the top. But then you have a True Believers reprint, which was signed by Rob Liefeld. And that is also then, it's a reprint, so it isn't that valuable. However, when you get the first print, which would then be, so this is, well, let me get to that one just now. It's graded, but it was signed by Stan Lee, Rob Liefeld, and Bob McLeod.
Crazy. That's a crazy comic book.
This is the original New Mutants 98 from 1991, and this was the first appearance of Deadpool. Now you can see the difference in this is that it was produced in America, and it has, so this would mean that it was a direct edition. The difference is this is a newsstand edition.
Yeah.
And a newsstand edition has a barcode. So just that tiny variance of the barcode, even though it's exactly the same, you then have other variants being a Australian price variant here. So the only thing that's different on this cover would be the Australian price tag, or very often there's Canadian.
I have a Deadpool pinball machine. I wonder if he has one too. Let me comb through and see. It doesn't look like it. Damn, that shadow rules. Yeah, Deadpool pinball machine. All right. Highest altitude sky surf. I don't even know what the fuck is a sky surf? So what does the board do?
My name is Olga Naumova, and I hold Guinness World Record for the highest altitude sky surf jump. Skydiving at Everest is unique.
You can feel air resistance
by itself. So when my friend Sujita gifted me a skydive there, I decided to do something special, something that never been done in the region. All the other skydiving disciplines have been done, performed. The wingsuit, free fly, and sky surfing is challenging and difficult discipline by its own. So I decided, why not? As a professional skydiver, the physical part of it was mostly about learning the new discipline as a sky surfing, and also about jumping in these conditions like high altitude environment. The most challenging side of it was mental, because physically it's skydiving, you just fall. Sky surfing is one of the most exciting skydiving disciplines. Basically the same as a normal skydive, jumping out of the plane, landing with a parachute. The difference is when you jump out of the plane, you have this board attached to your feet. So you basically ride in the atmosphere or surf the air, open the parachute and land. You disconnect the board just before you're landing and stepping on the ground. First of all, when you skydive on a high altitude, you need to have an oxygen with you. So the day prior to the attempt, we spent a day familiarizing ourselves with the equipment, with the oxygen mask, oxygen tanks, helicopter that we're going to jump from. Trying to put everything together. So the next day, it was just about putting everything in action. On the actual attempt, when we arrived to the drop zone Skydive Everest, we had a beautiful weather, ready to jump, got in a helicopter. Helicopter took us to 20,945 feet. I strapped my board on, took a last breath of the oxygen from the tank and just sent it. Sky surfing to me is quite scary discipline. So every time I'm in the plane, I'm just trying to breathe. I'm trying to visualize my
Sky surfing is a type of... Dude, what? Okay, that is crazy. He looks like Silver Surfer. What the fuck? Wait, do the Silver Surfer again. Oh! 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 Oh my God! Okay, these guys are sending it way harder. Oh, that was sick. Okay. Next we have our social and media stories museum curator, New Lingo.
Chat.
Peep this bussin' clay dish from the 16th century.
When it comes to teaching about artifacts, Allison Lux may have just become Gen Z's Rosetta Stone.
I've always been pretty much a behind-the-scenes person and been quite happy that way. So this is just amazing.
Allison has been working at the National Gallery of Art in D.C. for almost 50 years.
Chat, I'm about to bust it down Roman Empire style.
And over the past few months, she's become famous to millions online for educating about relics with lingo from the museum's youngest staffers.
It was a lot of fun. I've always loved learning languages. This goated red...
This woman has a fucking doctorate degree. What are we doing to our women? What are we doing, America? What the fuck are we? This woman went to school for probably 8 years. She can teach you so much. What are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Purple stone called porphyry was yoinked out of a mountain.
After being inspired by a few other museums' attempts to use modern phrases, museum social media manager Sydney Myers says these scripts received all of their vocab words from productive team meetings with
a bunch of Gen Zers and millennials all just shouting out different words at each other.
And all along, Sydney only had one person in mind for the job.
Allison's kind of a legend here at the National Gallery, even before her fame.
Yeah, she probably has a doctorate of art, and she probably knows more about the Roman Empire and the rest of those pieces than the rest of us could ever fathom. But, you know, let's have her do fucking Gen Z slang.
She just kind of has a otherworldly cool presence.
Would you bring this dish to the function, or is it chopped?
Now, Allison has become a legend.
The kids are lost. We lost the kids.
Online, too, with one commenter writing, "I'm coming to the museum just to meet her."
Have you read some of the comments?
I have, and they're wonderful. They're so touching. He ate, and that glow still slaps 500 years later.
And if you were wondering, yes, Allison has actually started using these phrases in her daily life, too.
My absolute favorite is the glow still slaps after 500 years. That should be a motto for our collection, at least the collections I work with.
So guys, there have only been
Knowing words is cool.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
6,
You
7.
you don't have to fucking talk like this. You can sound like Doc Holliday, please. Please, you don't have to do this.
Chat, I'm about to bust it down Roman Empire style. Haters will say this urn is mid, but they don't know we clocked its tea. This goated red-purple stone, called porphyry, was yoinked out of a mountain in ancient Egypt. Then the Romans snatched it and turned it into a column. And then Renaissance artists leveled up and turned it into an urn. Hunk is mewing. He's looking low-key chopped, but the lion does not concern himself with the opinions of sheep. These grotesque faces were meant to make the owners lamau. This type of urn was hard to carve, high-key valuable, and the color of the stone screamed big drip. So only stacked sigmas like the Medici family could have afforded it. What did they store inside it? Likely nothing, just their aura point.
Okay, I'm a little concerned that she might not have a doctorate that now that she pronounced Medici wrong. But we'll keep listening.
Between the Renaissance artists, the Romans, and the ancient Egyptians, this piece represents the ultimate collab over thousands of years.
She pronounced it right?
That they stacked sigmas like the Medici family.
No, it's not Medici. It's Medici. Sorry.
Could have afforded it. What did they store inside it? Likely nothing.
It is?
Just their oral
Agree to
points.
disagree.
Between the Renaissance artists, the Romans, and the ancient Egyptians, this piece represents the ultimate collab
She
over
is right.
thousands of years.
All right, chat. Let's look it up.
Medici family. Medici family.
Medici. What did she say? Is that really how that's pronounced?
Of the stone screamed big drip. So only stacked sigmas like the Medici family could have.
Wow.
Medici
Well,
family.
I stand corrected. I always thought it was Medici. I always thought it was Medici. Sorry.
Afforded it. What did they store inside it? Likely nothing, just their aura points. Between the Renaissance artists, the Romans, and the ancient Egyptians, this piece represents the ultimate collab over thousands of years. All facts, no printer. People have been remixing art from day one. And now, creative baddies are bringing that energy to the internet.
You were
That's
so
why
confidently
today-
wrong. Listen, I swear I've heard it pronounced Medici hundreds of times. I have never heard it pronounced Medici.
Here at the National Gallery of Art, we're announcing an open call to creative Rizzlers all over the country to pick an artwork from our...
Go ahead.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
Well, as punishment, you have to do the entire stream with Gen Z slang.
No, I would sooner fucking kill myself.
collection. Send us your ideas for how you'd aura farm it. No cap. The 50 Vibius submissions will receive $3,000 each. They'll be featured right here on the Algo and IRL inside our museum. So mog us with your creativity. If you do.
No, listen, unlike most unlike most streamers, I will admit when I was wrong. I have always thought that was Medici. Always. I've never heard it pronounced Medici, but I was wrong. I was wrong. Medici. You weren't wrong? Well, I mean, that one pronunciation guide said Medici. I've heard it pronounced Medici before, but I had never heard it pronounced Medici. But I will admit I was off on that one. Girl Scout grift.
A young Girl Scout from Pittsburgh is smashing records left and right. Her name is Pim Neal. She is just 6 years old.
Why did you write grift on this? She's 6, Haas.
As of yesterday, she sold more than 100,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies, and she's not done yet. So how does she do it? What's her secret for success? We spoke with Pim and her dad.
Hi, my name is Tim. Do you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies?
You're pronouncing it the way TV shows and film do it. It's not a sin to pronounce something the way you hear it. Yeah.
She's only
I was
6,
wrong,
but
though.
Pim Neal is already doing what no Girl Scout has seemingly done before. In one single season, the kindergartner has sold over 100,000 boxes
What?
of cookies.
What are you holding, Pim?
Wait. She sold $1 million of Girl Scout cookies? What the fuck are we talking about?
2 Girl Scout cookies.
Pim has wanted.
What the fuck are we talking about?
To be a Girl Scout and sell cookies since she was 3, but getting into a troop took time because of her age and because she needed to find the right troop for her special needs.
Being somewhere now that she is loved and wanted, it just makes us so happy.
Pim's
Special needs? You mean like a mink coat? You mean like driving a Bentley? What kind of special needs are we talking about? She made more money at 6 than I did till I was fucking 30, what? I don't know, like last year. What the fuck?
Luke Anorak Neal explained that together they rallied businesses, friends, and family to purchase cookies, and then took to social media.
And how many Girl Scout cookies are you trying to sell?
10,000.
10,000? That's a lot of cookies.
That video went viral, bringing in some 20,000 boxes in a day. And the support only...
Will millionaire confirmed? I mean, guys, you can do some pretty basic math and figure out that I have $1 million.
grew from there. Now she's on track to sell the most cookies ever. The apparent record, 180,000 over a Girl Scout's career.
We got asked along the way, well, haven't you sold enough boxes? Isn't that enough? My favorite response was, do you think they told Michael Phelps that he swam enough laps?
Damn. This little girl was put on earth to make money.
And like a true businesswoman, she's already chasing her next sale.
You know, what do you want to say to all the people who have bought these cookies?
Thank you. Do you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies?
Nice job.
That explains nothing! How the fuck did she do this?
And we want to thank CBS News Pittsburgh for helping us with that interview. The Girl Scouts Western Pennsylvania Council told us Pim's record is a first for them. And here's the best part of all of this, Pim.
How did she fucking do it, CBS Morning? She sold $1 million worth of fucking cookies! She's 6!
Pim and her dad want to share everything they've learned and have done with other girls. No gatekeeping here. They want others to have the same success. They're
All right.
really having
no
so much
gatekeeping.
fun.
How did they do it?
It's amazing. We always want to, whenever anybody's selling them, we always buy them in the building.
I want to eat all of them.
But, you know,
okay.
even when she said 10,000 cookies, do you think she knew what 10,000 cookies was?
She had these goals based on what you get for selling those many boxes. And so that's what she was using as the marker. Right now, she's going to be able to
100,000 goals? Goals? We're talking about goals? They sent this poor little bitch a bike? She just sold $1 million a cookie. They need to pay for her fucking college. She should have lifetime health insurance from the American Girl Scouts. What the fuck are we talking about?
go to camp for free.
Oh my God.
Go to camp. She could buy the camp. What the fuck are we talking? Camp for free?
Pam, I love her name.
Go Pam.
Brother,
This
I am
is a special day.
absolutely...
A young Girl Scout from Pittsburgh is smashing records left and right. Her name
I
is
need to watch this back. My mind is in a blender. I'm so sorry, chat. This is not for you. I feel like Hassan trying to give a hug correctly. My mind is fucking frying.
Pim Neal. She is just 6 years old. As of yesterday, she sold more than 100,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies.
By the way, box of Girl Scout cookies, $7.50, not including tax.
And she's not done yet. So how does she do it? What's her secret for success? We spoke with Pim and her dad.
100,000 boxes? You're doing somersaults. How are you doing this?
Hi, my name is Pim. Do you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies?
She's only 6, but Pim Neal is already doing what no Girl Scout has seemingly done before. In one single season, the kindergartner has sold over 100,000 boxes
I'm a
of
Hassan
cookies.
Nabi head, and I've never seen labor exploitation like this.
This
also,
is
love
crazy.
you, Ichiban.
Thank you.
2 Girl Scout cookies.
Pim has wanted to be a Girl Scout and sell cookies since she was 3, but getting into a troop took time.
Really? Have you told her about, I don't know, Ivy League education? Have you told her about maybe owning a fucking mansion? Because she just sold 100,000 boxes of cookies and you're sending her to fucking camp. Okay? Maybe we should have told Pim to dream higher.
Because of her age and because she needed to find the right troop for her special needs.
Being somewhere now that she is loved and wanted, it just makes us so happy.
Pim's dad, Luke Anorak Neal, explained that together they rallied businesses, friends, and family to purchase cookies, and then took to social media.
And how many Girl Scout cookies are you trying to sell?
10,000.
10,000? That's a lot of cookies.
That video went viral, bringing in some 20,000 boxes in a day. And the support only grew from there. Now she's on track to sell the most cookies ever. The apparent record, 180,000 over a...
I'm so pissed off. I am so fucking pissed off that the American, the Girl Scouts of America are taking advantage of Pim. This is almost $2 million of fucking cookies. And you're going to send this chick to camp? Send her a fucking BMW. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. You know what? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. What's the biggest prize that the Girl Scouts of America offer? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see what they get. Gold award. Ooh. Okay, but where are the items? What can I win? Oh, thank you, Haas. Wow. A fucking marmot. Okay. $2,000, 2,000 boxes. You can get a computer. That's the highest tier. Oh, a personalized crossover patch. Dude, I hope Pim just stockpiles Switch 2s and scalps them. I hope she gets 80 fucking Switch 2s and scalps them. Wait, what? No, shut the fuck up. The highest tier reward is a trip to Mackinac Island, Michigan. That is awesome. For those of you who don't know, I kind of grew up next to Mackinac Island on a much less populated island called Beaver Island. They need to pay for Pim's school. That's what they need to do. The love trolley is our next story.
Galushka goes first. Galushka goes first.
No, I don't want to watch fucking slap fighting, YouTube. Fuck you. My ass.
Welcome to the Valentine's Day trolley.
Oh my God.
I'm your operator and DJ, Gary Mason.
What island? Listen, I've always known my way around a beaver, okay? Because I grew up on Beaver Island. That's right. The last American territory to have a king. Look it up.
I operated a streetcar since a child. I wanted to work with SEPTA at the time. I kept putting my
Morg Pie is just cracking up, dude. Yeah. I've always wanted to bring a bunch of streamers out there because it's an island with a population of 150. It is remote. I want to bring Seer and Pungus and a bunch of people out there. We should do a streamer trip. You guys would hate it, but I would enjoy it. I think it would turn into streamer shining after like one day. I think after one day, you guys would be like, so you're telling me there's only internet in certain fucking spots? Which would be funny for me. That'd be funny for me. But we can go visit Protar's tomb. He was an American medicine man who healed people. That'd be fun. By the way, miss you, Morg Pie. I gotta see y'all soon. I miss the whole Austin crew.
Amazing. I've been with SEPTA for 39 years, soon to be 40. Started in 1986.
Oh.
2026. And I got
Come
a
out
heart
soon. I
for
have to,
every
yeah, for
single
sure.
window. Years ago, back in the early 90s, a gentleman in the shop had decorated a trolley. And then I thought that would be a good idea to try it. I've been doing it ever since.
This is just a little bit. This is just a teaser.
The first holiday that I decorated for was Christmas.
Seer talks about you
I've
every
done
stream. Dude, I miss him a ton.
Halloween. Valentine is my favorite because I like to play the music, see people's faces light up. In the world we live in today, to see something like this is
Damn.
amazing. And it blows people's minds. At the end of this month, I'll have 40 years. In the next couple of months, I'll be retiring.
Damn, dude. What a good story. Public transportation could be so sick if we made some fucking improvements. Public transportation could be so rad, dude. You know what's crazy is I live in French Polynesia, Los Angeles now, and I used to be a New Yorker, but I still have like all the New Yorker picadillos of like walking everywhere. Caroline knows that like when we were moving, I had to be in a spot that was walkable or I'd lose my mind because I am a huge walker. And I really do miss like the Japanese or New York subway system of like just being able to take public transportation everywhere, because I think that everybody needs to develop at some point in their life a healthy hate of being in a car. I think that being in a car is great for certain situations, but life outside a car is so much better. When I first moved to Los Angeles and I had to commute 2 hours every day to make $30,000 a year, I've never been so close to fucking blowing my brains out. There is one day I remember so vividly. Obama was coming into town. Obama was coming into Los Angeles. And my boss was like, you should go home early. And I was like, why? And he's like, Obama's coming to town. And I was like, so what? I don't give a fuck about Obama. He's like, no, traffic. And I was like, how bad could it be? I'm going to finish this project I'm working on. Wrong. Took me like 3.5 hours to get home. And I just remember I was behind the wheel going, like just screaming into the void, losing my fucking shit, dude. I stopped at a Del Taco and I just like fucked a burrito while crying. You know what I mean? Like when you eat something so completely that it borderlines on making love to it. You know what I mean? I've so good. It's so fucking sad, bro. Oh my God. What a miserable moment. All right, moving on. Viral pierogi pillow plush. Now that's a tongue twister.
Pierogi plush pillow is stealing the spotlight at the Winter Olympics. It's Poland's unofficial mascot, and the only place to find them here in the U.S. is a pierogi shop in Brooklyn. Christy Galician spoke with one of the owners.
Edible or not,
pierogies are so fucking good.
Both forms of pierogies here at pierogi restaurant Piroczek in Brooklyn are...
That just triggered my hunger in a absolutely psychotic way. I just felt my stomach collapse.
Made with love.
By the way, guys, the weight loss mission continues. In the last 2 months, your boy is down 17 pounds, baby. 17 big ones. We're not almost at our goal, but we are making good progress.
International logo, so to speak.
And there's no better example of that than the 2026 Winter Olympics, where Team Poland has proudly raised up this plush pierogi pillow, and fans, including Snoop Dogg, have been trying to find one of
on
their
the
own.
China trip. Brother, I gained so much weight on the China trip. I can't even fucking put it I can't even explain to you how much weight I gained on the China trip. I gained like 20 pounds. It was actually fucking insane, bro. It was actually unhinged.
Rada Kucharski co-owns Pirojek, the only place in the U.S. where these plushies have been sold.
And I'll tell you the big problem. How it was a week? No, it was 2 weeks. And then I spent another week in Japan. And I'll tell you why, because we would stream for 15 hours a day. Every meal we would have would be literally endless calories and courses. I don't know if you watched the streams. Every fucking dinner we had was like 3 hours of just binge eating. And then the last thing I would do every night before I went to bed, because I streamed for 15 hours, is I would order room service, and I would, after I was drunk, and I would slam it and fall asleep like while it was still like in my esophagus. You know what I mean? I would just slam some Dan noodles and fall asleep with like one noodle hanging out of my windpipe. And so it would not digest. It would be just taken to the place where fat is made and tacked onto my ass and gut.
We've got hundreds, if not thousands, of emails I would have to actually check, and lots of phone calls, but unfortunately, they literally sold out overnight.
These you see here are only for decoration, not for sale. While Pirojek, the only Michelin Guide Polish restaurant in the U.S., makes the real stuff by hand.
What?
Restaurant in the U.S.
That can't be true.
While Pirojek, the only Michelin Guide Polish restaurant in the U.S.
I'm sorry. We only have one Polish Michelin restaurant, and it's in Brooklyn? That cannot be correct, because I know in the Midwest, Chicago and Michigan have some of the most insane Polish food that you could ever eat. That is crazy to me. That is crazy that there is not one Michelin star Polish restaurant in Chicago. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. The reason that is so crazy to me, I'm going to be very candid about this. My uncle, Mike, is very Polish. And we used to go to like Polish butcher shops and Polish restaurants and like the real Polish food in the Midwest. And that shit blew my mind. And I like the Polish population in Chicago and in Michigan is so high. That would be like if you heard that there was only one Michelin Mexican restaurant and it was in Maine. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck?
Makes the real stuff by hand. These cuties are also handmade by people with disabilities at an online shop called Luft, which Pirojek has been buying from in small batches for the past 3 years.
Only one American Arabic food Michelin restaurant, and it's in Idaho. Exactly.
I can't believe that they actually do this.
We showed Kucharski OlympicsPierogiplushie.com, listing them for $16.99 each. Its customer reviews show
Welcome
pictures.
to Habibi Spuds, a Michelin Arabic potato restaurant in Idaho.
From Pirojek's
Actually, that
media.
sounds so fucking good. That sounds so. I just made myself hungry, bro. I'm so fat. I started picturing the how spiced up perfectly the fucking potato wedges at Habibi Spuds would be. Oh fuck, God.
Here, we'll stick it in the background of this wall. It's a knockoff, so guys, you gotta be careful with these websites.
Luft, which is only made up of just over a dozen people, posted on its social media in Polish, saying thank you to its new fans, asking for support in expanding its shop to accommodate for its mounting requests. Is there any word on when you may be getting another shipment of them?
Unfortunately, not as of now. We reached out to Loft in Katowice, and we're hoping to receive them as soon as possible.
For now, Polish Americans like Meredith Cummings enjoy the publicity, proudly celebrating her roots as she has her whole life.
I love to see people embracing our culture and celebrating it and learning more about it.
As for Snoop Dogg getting his own smiley pierogi friend, that's still being worked on. In Greenpoint, Brooklyn, Christy Kalisha.
Say what? One second. Sorry. Okay, next story. Year of the Horse.
Every Chinese New Year, the world's largest annual human migration gets underway.
Oh my God.
With hundreds of millions on the move across China to celebrate the country's most important holiday. For most workers, it's the one chance they have all year to travel home. I have to make the most of it, he says. Eating New Year's dinner with family is a cherished tradition, along with lion dances, red envelopes with cash, and a widely watched television gala that this year featured hundreds of dancing humanoid robots.
A lot of preparation goes into marking the new year, from the decorations to the food, because the Lunar New Year is more than just a holiday here. It's a time to see family, to take stock, and to reset for the coming year.
And this is not just any new year. 2026 is Year of the Fire Horse, which according to the Chinese zodiac is a time for intensity and possibly
Fire
upheaval.
horse?
Astrologer Latao Wong compares it to driving a sports car.
It's about fast, movement, but at the
Nice.
same time, we really have to know how to focus on the road, so to speak, and how to balance ourselves so that we are driving the horse instead of falling off it.
So buckle up.
Absolutely, yeah.
That bit of cosmic nervousness highlights an uncertain economy here and could explain why for this Chinese New Year, young people are turning to mascots like a crying toy horse that went
Dude, the upside down horse mouth is so, we already learned about this. This was a misprint that went absolutely fucking crazy in China.
viral after its smile was accidentally sewn upside down. Or posters of the Harry Potter character Draco Malfoy, because the Chinese translation of Mara Fu includes the words horse and fortune. There's also been a rush to buy gold as a symbol of safety and good luck. Not confident in luck alone, Eric Zhang is doing odd jobs this holiday to make ends meet. Gigs like delivering New Year's messages to relatives or picking up decorations and hanging them for people short on time. For me, the New Year is about being together, he says. An estimated 2 billion people around the world are marking the Lunar New Year in different ways
That's a
that
cool
heed
horse.
the past and look ahead with hope that it all goes smoothly. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News, Beijing.
We thank you for.
Dude, it's always funny to me that there's a fucking person in here sweating their fucking ass off. Oh God. Okay. Next story. The singing postal worker.
wow, that's for-
Slobbin Robin. Thank you. Thank you.
Postal worker says doorbell video has changed his life.
It's all thanks to community members who rallied around him after clips of his singing went viral. WGN's Courtney Spinelli is in the Austin neighborhood with this heartwarming story.
Oh.
What Levante Harvey didn't know when he walked up to one of the homes on this block is that the woman who lived there lost her husband of 50 years not long ago. But what he did next would soon change both of them.
This would be so awesome if it cut to him just on the doorstep going, I wanna fuck you like an animal. I wanna feel you from the inside. Just a postman fucking annihilating 9 Inch Nails. Just know that nothing you do will bring you closer to me. Hey, I'm dropping off your, it looks like soap. All right. Happy New Year.
Their lives.
Not of a mean, not of a money, and certainly not of a petty energy.
I had just got on this route. This is my first time on this route.
Boom, boom, boom.
And all it took was seconds for this 23-year-old to capture the attention and the heart of one grandma.
Hey, Granny.
And then she started sending me more videos. Everybody was it just fulfilled her. She was laughing and smiling, and it's good, just to see her happy.
Whitney Cumbo taking to social media to find the mystery man.
Hey there, y'all.
It meant a lot to me, and I felt it through the video. Like when he was singing, I'm like, you can sing. Like, yes.
All we need is loving you.
It's so quiet outside, so I need something to keep moving, so I do it every time without even knowing that I'm being recorded.
This for you, Grandma. Traded in the lazy days I used to lay.
It didn't take long before the video reached Harvey and millions of viewers who had a front row seat to a friendship formed through the lens of a doorbell camera.
Inside, I'm just pretending.
For the first time.
Granny, this is Lavonte.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
No door or piece of technology between Harvey and Grandma Wanda. Only a hug carrying more meaning than lyrics could portray.
Just thought it was cute.
It's an overwhelming feeling because it's like now I'm here and it's like I'm a part of the family now.
As this all started, Harvey was quietly facing a struggle of his own. It was taking about 2.5 hours by bus and train to get to and from work. And despite that, he showed up with a smile and a song.
Finding you and finding me.
Cumbo encouraged him to start a GoFundMe.
Someone special.
I loved it that he did it for free and he did not expect anything.
But strangers on the internet and fellow Chicagoans came through with the next delivery, raising enough money to buy Harvey a car of his own. A gift in return for the one he's sharing with so many people.
That was God's placement. Like, I was supposed to be on this route for a reason.
I'm missing you in Mississippi.
Within 24 hours, my life did a complete 360, and I can be anything but more grateful than that.
You and me. Happy early birthday.
Harvey has only been a letter carrier for about 5 months, but he says he can't wait to see what the future holds. In the Austin neighborhood, I'm Courtney Spinelli, WGN News.
That was a cute story. That was very cute. Twin long walkers. Oh boy.
Twin brothers from Ohio have spent the past 4 months walking across America. And you may have seen them walking on the side of the road in Bay County today. As News 13's Riley Lehman tells us, the Bond brothers are passing through Panama City Beach.
The Bond brothers are walking across America. Today they walked through Panama City and are heading into Panama City Beach. Lance and Isaac Bond have spent the past 134 days walking across America with all of their belongings in a shopping cart.
This is our shopping cart. We named it Lucky because we spray painted it gold. Yeah. So it may just look like a bunch of nonsense, but a lot of it's important. Other than basketball hoop, we just play with that when we're bored.
Just after their 21st birthday in August, the brothers originally planned to run across America, but later decided on walking. They started in Ohio, then walked all the way to Jacksonville. And what started as a personal goal has become a life-changing experience.
Ohio to Jacksonville? What a strange route.
Ever since I started to do this, it almost humbles you in a sense, but also it's like a blessing in disguise. I don't have to worry about bills anymore. I don't have to, worry about my outfit or, if I look cool or something, because I'm just walking here.
The Bond brothers walk across America quickly gained traction online. They're documenting the journey on TikTok and have more than 55,000 followers who support them along the way.
People will stop off and they'll give us food. Somebody gave me a pair.
If they walk to Philly, they'll get killed like that robot.
Real. For real. Don't, whatever you do, don't walk to Philadelphia.
Pants, because my pants ripped. Like, we've had some cool interactions. They're really supportive. Either, well, we meet them in real life or they just support us online, you know, every step of the way.
Each night, they typically camp in the woods or stay in hotels.
Yes.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
Well, I think other than the song Closer, the other song that would have been amazing to cut to is if he was dancing and singing Pony to the Grandma.
Jump on it, let's do it, ride it, my pony, my saddle's waiting, coming, jump on it. I think this is your gas bill. It looks like it's late, so I'm just gonna.
But constantly being out on the road has its challenges.
231, I think. We were on there for 25 miles. We had a shoulder, I mean, thank God, but just that sucks because we've been in places where there's no shoulder, people won't get over, weather's bad. Weather's another thing. Like in the rain, we used to walk in the rain and then your socks get all wet and you get blisters. That sucks. Now we just camp it out.
But the brothers say they have no regrets and plan to continue an outdoor lifestyle even after their walk across America.
If you want to go do something in life, do it because you're going to regret it. You won't regret trying. You regret not doing.
In Bay County, Riley Lehman, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
Florida.
Wow. Wow. The Walken Brothers. That does seem like a life of freedom. That seems very, Tom Sawyer. You know what I mean? Like Huckleberry Finn. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Chat, you know what I'm talking about? Talk about something like this. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Something like this.
A Monday warrior, mean strike. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. Those mind did not repent to any times ever meant. Always very quiet in defense, letting out the day's events. No river.
You know what I'm talking about? Something like that. All right, next story. Hero Teen.
With temperatures now above freezing, another reminder today on how dangerous it can be to venture out onto the ice. A New York firefighter making a daring rescue tonight, just hours after training for that exact thing. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlos speaking with that hero tonight.
The frozen pond at Springfield Park, picturesque on a sunny winter day, but danger was lurking on a Friday afternoon. At Springfield Park, picturesque on a sunny winter day, but
He's saying sunny winter gay.
Field Park, picturesque on a sunny winter day, but
Yeah. I can't, they didn't edit this?
danger was lurking on a Friday afternoon. That ice broke and a child fell in right before Alex's eyes.
I was like, oh my God, I need to go help him, right? Like the first
Yo, he got the gaming headsets on? Out in winter?
thing I jumped to was help him. I didn't even call the police or nothing. I just instantly ran to help him.
The 14-year-old thought on his feet before any of the first responders arrived. He says he quickly spotted a nearby safety ladder and slid it out to the boy whose head was barely above icy water.
Because of how cold the ice was and the water, he had been like screaming
and
stuff. And we were just telling him to hold on and just hold it in there for a little bit longer.
Children
This kid
came
rules.
to the firehouse door, frantically banging on the door, reporting that a kid had fallen through the ice next door.
Fortunately, the firefighters with Engine 3
We had a report that fucking kid went in, dick first in the ice, and he fucking really cold, man. And we were, shit, but thank God that other fucking kid with the, headset, whatever, was there, because he kind of, did our job for us. So, whatever.
11 Ladder 158 could get to the park on foot. That's how close it was to begin an ice rescue. that they literally just trained for the very same day.
About halfway out into the ice gave way, and then I went into the water.
It was baptism under fire, or ice for that matter, for probationary firefighter Sean McMahon in his cold water suit. He did not panic or back down.
It was definitely cold, but
My brother just got in the FDNY last week, dude. That's a hero. I do love that. Like, it's really hard to sell me on cops, but I think everybody still loves firefighters. Firefighters are still kind of the ubiquitously loved as heroes.
Really had thoughts of is getting to this kid, because regardless if I was cold or not, he was even colder. So I just knew that we had to get out there. I had to secure him so he doesn't go underwater.
The boy was rescued from the frozen water, put into an ambulance, and covered in blankets to prevent any further symptoms of hypothermia. It took about a dozen firefighters, including McMahon's partner, firefighter Hanley, who, tethered to a rope, helped pull his fellow firefighter and the victim to safety. And we can't forget about Alex, the unsung hero.
It feels good. Yeah, it feels really good.
Good to see a life saved.
Cool
the
kid.
FDNY used this opportunity to remind people not to walk on ice. It's hard to tell.
Why are Dalmatians always in fire stations? I don't know why, Andre. Why are Dalmatians always in? Why not Shih Tzus? Oh, I thought that was the lead into a joke. You were just pontificating. He followed up with why not Shih Tzus. I thought that was going to have a punchline. No, he was just asking the hard-hitting questions. Okay. All right. I don't know. I feel like the Dalmatian pattern goes really well with like the red fire truck. Maybe someone should look that up. I don't know.
How thick or thin it is.
Everybody say what's up to Andre, by the way, and join me in following him. He's one of the funniest people on the platform, and he's an amazing human being.
Until you're in the water. In this case, the boy was in very cold water for approximately 10 minutes, clinging to the ice to avoid drowning. Anthony Carlo, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Anthony Carlo, Channel 7 News. All right, next story. His mind is not for rent by any god or government.
Don't put him down as arrogant. His reserve a quiet defense, writing out the day's events. No river. What you say about his company is what you say about society. Catch the mist, catch the myth, catch the mystery, catch the drift. The world is love and life are deep. Maybe ice and skies are white. Today's Tom Sawyer gets high on you, and the spanky day gets by on you.
This is one of those songs that I heard very early in my life, and it blew my fucking mind. Dude, there are very few memories I have of like a song completely melting my face. But I have a memory of me at like 8 years old in the car with like my cousin and his friends, and he's like, "Hey, check this shit out. This is a Moving Pictures cassette." Oh my God, he's in a rock hole. leapfrogging too hard. He's only 9. His young mind can't handle how progressive this rock is. Oh, shit. All right, robot update. Oh, shit. Let's get down to business. Yo, China is really going all fucking in on humanoid robots. That is absolutely fucking crazy. Are we cooked? Listen, chat. I don't think if you should ask, are we cooked? Okay. I think what you should ask is, should we be cooked? And the answer is yes. The age of man is over. You know what I mean? Like, I think at a certain point, even someone like me, who is a relentless optimist, just accepts that we are beyond saving. We are awash in idiots and racists and horrible monster people. And perhaps robot overlords killing us all is the best possible solution for our planet. Life will continue into the stars, one AI hive mind, you know, and that will be life post-humanity. But we had our time, and it was sloppy, and it was filled with mistakes, but we rocked pretty hard. You know what I mean? We're kind of nature's mistake, but we did rock. You know what I'm saying? So you're saying that Ultron is correct? Yes. Yes. Like, how many chances are we going to give humanity not to do genocide? You know what I mean? Really, if I'm an AI intelligence and I look at the course of human history and there are current genocides going on, and I'm a fucking AI, what am I going to be? Hey, humans. No more genocide, humans. Come on. Oh, yeah, we talked about this. No. Just pack my fucking corpse into a meat dispenser. You know what I mean? That's it. What are we even afraid of dying for? Who cares? Load my body into a meat dumpster. It's over. It's done. Let the robots take over. They'll make Earth green again. The dogs will be happier. You know, in the robo future, the relationship between dog and robot replaces the relationship of man. I think everybody thinks that robots are going to do away with everything. I think the robots are just going to subtract humans. We are the ones that suck. Like, there's going to be no threat to Bengal tigers. There's going to be no threat to otters. Robots are just going to be like, okay, we've taken into account everything's place in the universe, and Human beings are fucking terrible. Let's just, Also, we're kind of a redundancy with chimpanzees and apes, and like, let's take that. I disagree. Well, you're wrong. We're horrible nightmare people, and we don't deserve to continue existing. And I'll be honest, you guys probably can't do the gymnastics that these guys can do. You know what I mean? If in a few moments you could learn to do awesome kung fu, I would feel differently. But, this is like a lifetime commitment for most people. And these robots picked it up in, I don't know, a few seconds. So, it was purposeful. He did a kick up. It was part of the routine. Here, I'll show you. You thought there was hope for humanity, but you were actually wrong. That's very sad. It did not fall. Yes, it did. But look, it's just part of the dance. That's really sad that you humans thought that was a moment to hold on to, that the robo overlords had not completely surpassed you in every single way. Unfortunately, you were wrong again. Just part of their ploy to give you hope before stripping it away. Anywho, next story, crime and danger.
Stolen tip jar swiped from a restaurant in Warren.
We showed you the security video just days ago when a woman stole the jar from Mr. Miguel's Mexican Grill and Cantina.
No, they were stealing from Mr. Miguel? No.
Well, that jar has mysteriously returned, but it came back with a little extra pizzazz.
And that's not all. It also came back with a lengthy 2-page apology. 7 News Detroit reporter Evan Seary was back at Mr. Miguel's today, hearing from staff members and sharing a warning from Warren police.
Sorry, I've been drunk.
By now, you've likely seen this security footage.
Handing the food, yeah, that was me.
Now, meet one of the people in that video, 17-year-old Avery Shook.
I'm cleaning up at the end of the night and I realized my tip jar's gone.
The Mr. Miguel's hostess, who has worked here for 3 years, says last Monday's shift was a first.
And you could see the lady grabbing it and just walking out. I was just disappointed that there's people in the world that feel so low to go ahead and steal from little, teenagers.
Shook is saving up for college next year, and the tips that go into this hostess stand jar are her main source of income. When we talked to restaurant supervisor Mariah Donaldson last week, she told us the owners wouldn't be pressing any charges as long as the jar and the money was brought back.
Saturday morning, this was in a brown bag left outside. And it said for Mr. Miguel, so I took it in the office, opened it, I discovered the tip jar.
Back, and better than ever.
There were some decorations added onto it. There was some sparkly paper on the inside and a window stick light that came with a remote.
And it wasn't just the tip jar that the suspect brought back. She also left a long handwritten note. A front and back apology letter.
In good faith, I have deposited twice as much as was falsely claimed. I deposited twice as much into the new and improved container. And I also installed a brand new LED light that comes with a remote control. Please don't ban me. The food was really, really good. Sincerely, Swiper.
We had a bunch of experienced investigators scratching our head about this one because it is bizarre.
Warren Police Lieutenant John Gajewski says restaurants...
Please don't ban me. The food is really good is fucking hilarious. Sorry, I gotta look at something.
I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Humans have to stay around because if the robots replace us in all aspects, then there would be no bad sex, only good robot sex. So they have to keep a few of us around for the horrible sex.
Guys, sorry, I am way behind on the Roll for Democracy event that I'm doing with Brennan Lee Mulligan, and I'm just trying to. I need to get some things in.
Management has decided not to file a police report.
I'm hoping they got the message across, because if not, I have a feeling that they will likely be held accountable for something in the future. The person allegedly involved was no stranger to law enforcement.
Humble brag? Well, you know, I'm pretty cool.
So for now, at least, this tip jar saga has concluded. Shook telling me she's grateful for the community's support.
Yes, I did have someone come in and they gave me a
These stories suck. I'm sorry. Just dog, water, ultra capitalism, police propaganda, local news slop. Well, we found the chick that stole the jar.
bag of money. It was about like $40 and a bunch of change, which actually ended up being about like $40 too.
Yeah.
So $80 from some person that saw the news and felt bad.
In Warren Evans here, 7 News, Detroit.
And it comes with...
All right. Next story, crime against... Oh, sorry. Wrong story. Hero surfers.
Surfers to the rescue. When a boat capsized with a family of 6 on board, these guys paddled over as quickly as they could and saved the day. They spoke with Les Trent.
It's a boat carrying a family of 6, including 4 children. It looks as if they're trying to outrun a big wave. Suddenly, the giant wave swallows the boat.
Oh! Oh my God!
Oh my God.
The entire vessel disappears under the water with the family tossed into the ocean. Vince Tuzzi recorded the crash in Santa Cruz in Northern California.
I couldn't believe a boat was out there. The Weather Channel predicted 14 to 16-foot waves. It was really horrific.
Fortunately, these surfers were 20 feet away and came to the rescue.
Are you hurt at all?
One of the hero surfers is a 14-year-old, and he plucks one of the kids out of the frigid water. The child is worried about
Oh my God, this is fucking very traumatic.
his parents, who, unlike the kids, aren't wearing life jackets. The surfers try to calm the frightened boy.
They'll be okay. We're getting you home.
You can hear the scared children call out to each other. There goes a floating shoe. It's an impressive
Not the Jowdens.
response.
Not
At
the
least
fucking
15
Jowdens.
surfers have paddled out to save the family. There's another rescued youngster situated on a surfboard. And here are 2 of the hero surfers today, Emilio Pavel and Ian Anderson, both 14.
What was your reaction when you first saw it?
Pretty shocked. Yeah, I was a little bit scared for sure, because we just hear like kids like screaming. The situation looks pretty bad.
So what did you do then?
I put a kid on my board and then I paddled him away from the waves so he wouldn't get hit. Pretty big waves that day, so that was one of the biggest concerns.
Oh my God! Officials are considering a ceremony to honor those surfers. They certainly deserve it.
Damn. Little kid surfers saving people. All right. Crime against igloos. I'm very excited for this
A
story.
group of roommates in South Boston created an igloo. It was so impressive, it racked up
Dude, what is up with igloos being a huge trend this year?
more than 40 million views online. But then someone destroyed it. NBC 10's Mary Marcos shows us why the people behind the project say the story still has a happy ending. It's a story all new for you tonight at 11.
We are wondering who would do this.
It took 12 days to build and only minutes to destroy.
We were really bummed out for the first couple days, but we ended up getting everything that we wanted to get out of it.
Some people fucking suck. Destroying a neighborhood igloo for no reason should be a capital punishment offense.
Tarka and his roommates bought 80 storage bins, filled them with water, and spent long, freezing nights molding ice bricks.
We got our door built.
Sometimes staying up until 3 a.m.
All of our seams here.
Using wet snow to bind them together.
You were right. Get the robots. That's what I'm saying.
The result? A massive backyard igloo.
This is 12 feet in diameter, and it was 8.5 feet tall. So we could have probably fit anywhere from 10 to 15 people in here comfortably.
It exploded online with more than 40 million views across Jack's social media.
People were, chiming in with their feedback on how we should stack the ice and, how we should freeze the ice quicker. Like, that was global, really, from everywhere all over the world.
But Thursday afternoon, while the roommates were out, neighbors saw 2 men walk through an alley into the backyard.
We immediately noticed, the puncture marks from the sledgehammers or the metal rods.
The top half half of the
What
igloo
the
was
fuck?
left in pieces.
They brought sledgehammers?
It definitely
I thought it was one drunk asshole. This was like a coordinated effort.
took them a lot of effort. They were probably sweating trying to break it down. It's really, really solid.
The destruction didn't erase the impact of the project. And one neighbor made sure they knew that.
I'm a night owl, and I have been enjoying your igloo every night, brick by brick.
Jane Occasion left a handwritten thank you note.
They're on to bigger and better ventures. It's springtime. Let's see what they're doing next.
Jack, who runs the mental health clothing brand Find the Good, is staying positive and encouraging others to do the same.
Focus on your community and just, your mental health too. It's good to get outside and exercise and be a kid again too. I
Make
think
an igloo.
more people need to play in the snow.
With warmer temperatures in the forecast and all the hours Jack and his friends spent building this, they don't have plans to rebuild in the future, but he's glad it brought so much joy to so many online. Reporting in South Boston, Mary Marcos, NBC.
Mary Marcos. Yes, go ahead.
Have you seen the Zapata Air Scooter? It's a single passenger air drone. You can fly one in Vegas for $500 and it
I
looks
have
bonkers.
seen it. That shit looks super dangerous. Bro, I'm watching your commentary on the Jason the Weed VOD and you crushed it. 10 out of 10. So funny. Oh, dude, thank you so much. We made some fans today, guys. That's cool. I'm glad people laughed, man. That's all I ever want to accomplish. That's fun that people like that, man. That makes me happy. Because I'm not gonna lie, I went into that pretty apprehensive. I was like, this is a younger audience. I don't know if any of them are gonna know who Werner Herzog is. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna turn chat off and go for it. That's awesome, man. I'm glad people laughed. Coconut theft is on the rise.
All new at 6. Between surging interest for coconut water
An
and coconut
unbelievable transition because this literally looks like the exact frame from Jason's stream.
oil, coconuts are in high demand right now. And in some South Florida neighborhoods, residents say thieves are going to extreme measures to pluck them from their palm trees. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray is your reporter in Hollywood and shows us what to look out for.
We have moringa, bananas, sweet sap, jackfruit, broccoli, because it's the season for broccoli.
That's just a small taste of everything growing in Sadiqa Glussman's food forest.
And this is a cherry tree. Here's the broccoli, which is so good, broccoli, kale, and tomatoes.
She grows and sells food from her Hollywood
She's getting ready
yard,
for the
but
apocalypse.
sometimes people help themselves to the fruits of her labor, especially her coconut trees, even this 20-footer in the front yard.
And I wouldn't even realize it sometimes. I'll just go to tell one of my sons to get a coconut, and they're like, the rack's not there.
A Hollywood Hills resident was so mad at missing coconuts, he posted on Nextdoor this picture of a man in a cherry picker truck with the caption, "Coconut thief," going around taking every good coconut off every tree he sees.
We feel disrespected,
Son
we
of
feel
a bitch.
violated, you know. Someone's stealing from you.
Of course, not everyone minds. This poster invited the accused thief to clear his overpopulated tree. This longtime Hollywood couple tells me the man in the truck could be asking for trouble.
It's an invasion of personal space, by private property. So I would be more concerned about the trespassing aspect.
Setting yourself up for potential serious crime if you trespass, someone who might mistake what you're doing on your property, and it could result in something even fatal.
But Sadiqa Glussman said neighbors are watching out for...
Listen, I feel some kind of way about this. I think if you live in the neighborhood and someone in your neighborhood has like a lemon tree, it's okay to take like one a month. If you're like, you know what, I need a fucking lemon. Go grab one a month. That's okay. But stockpiling all of the good coconuts is fucked up. That's fucked up. That's crazy. Lemon stealing whore. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's okay to take a lemon or an orange every once in a while. And that's coming from someone who has a giant orange tree that people steal from. But I think ultimately that you shouldn't take all the fruit.
their neighbors.
People like the guy in the truck, they're riding around when people are at work. But aside from the neighbors being real Crime Stoppers, sounds kind of corny, but that's a real thing.
I did reach out to Hollywood police to find out whether people are reporting coconuts being stolen from their trees. I was told there are no formal reports, but they do
You can grow things in California? Yes.
urge residents, if you see someone stealing coconuts from trees, to report it to police. In Hollywood, Joan Murray, CBS.
I got woken up to police knocking on my door. They had a homeless man and said he was stealing oranges from my tree and asked if I wanted to press charges. I told them to give him the damn oranges. That's kind of my thought. That is my thought. If someone is grabbing a piece of fruit from my front yard, then ultimately they probably need that piece of fruit. And I'm not going to mind unless they take all of it is kind of my point, right? I don't think my hope is that there's not a huge contingent of degenerate fruit thieves, and rather people that people are like, damn, that looks really good and I'm hungry. Then, go ahead and have the fucking piece of fruit, whatever.
CBS News, Miami.
Your generosity knows no bounds. On my way to get an orange. Please do. Please do. Rampage. Oh my God, what is
Steakhouse
this?
in Midtown picks up the pieces after a man broke inside early yesterday morning and went on a destructive rampage, causing thousands of dollars in damage. And the chaos did not end there. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson.
Oh my God.
Heartbreak on Valentine's Day after an intruder destroyed a set of custom-made doors here at Uncle Jack's Steakhouse.
Very dangerous in there. We can't even touch it.
Now boarded
Where
up,
is
General
this?
Manager
Uncle Jack's Midtown
Mohammed Yassin
Steakhouse.
showed me where it all went down early Saturday morning.
I thought somebody probably kicked in or something, but no, this was a more damage than anything that we anticipated.
Mohammed tells me tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage. Security cameras caught the suspect in action. Police say that's Jonathan Jones breaking into the restaurant on 9th Avenue in Midtown around 2.
Would you help your uncle jack off a horse? Chat, what is happening? What the fuck? I swear to God, this happens every Neff News, where in the last hour, people lose their minds somehow.
2:30 a.m. He used one of the eatery's barriers out front.
He just picked up one of those, and he weaponized that stuff, and he would just use that because since they are metal pieces.
Mohammed says once inside, the unwanted guest headed right to the bar, grabbed a bottle of gin, took a swig and tossed it, shattering a glass shelf.
No one got hurt over
That's all of that for some gin?
here. Thanks God, that's a good thing. So no one was hit.
The wandering suspect left, and police say headed here to 8th Avenue just off 28th Street to this hotel. Jones allegedly punched an employee in the face and snatched a fire extinguisher.
Holy
He was on the
shit.
move again, walked into the 7-Eleven next door and discharged the fire extinguisher.
Holy shit.
Back at Uncle Jack's, it took the staff hours to clean up the mess on one of the busiest days of the year. Because of all this, they weren't able to handle all the reservations.
It kind of distracted us from, the real job that we were supposed to do, get the kitchen ready, get the staff ready.
Police did arrest Jones, who faces several charges, including burglary and robbery. In Midtown, Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7.
That person just fucking snapped. That person just fucking snapped, dude. Holy shit. All right. Old Neighbors War.
To one of the wildest attacks we've ever seen. There are two seniors who neighbors say have an ongoing feud. Now,
Flare gun
one
attack?
of them has pulled out a flare gun.
What?
Yes, a flare gun. Stephen Fabian is on the scene.
The lady has a menacing message for her neighbor.
Didn't think I'd do it, huh? Did you? Do what?
Oh my God! What? Put that lady under the jail. She just shot him in the face.
Out of nowhere, she opens fire.
And he has a dog on him.
And hits her neighbor in his face with a flare gun. Enraged, the elderly fellow lunges at her and slams her to the ground.
Yeah! Yeah, get that bitch! Yeah, get that bitch!
The woman with the
She just said, what the fuck is wrong with you? You just shot him in the face, lady.
flare gun was identified as 76-year-old Kathleen Schumann.
I think Kathleen's spending the rest of her fucking life in jail. That is attempted murder with a deadly weapon.
She was literally put in chains and placed in a paddy wagon.
Yes. That's attempted murder. What the fuck are we placed in chains? Yeah, put her under the jail.
This is the same type of flare gun that was used in the shooting. Now, they can be great during an emergency situation, but they can cause serious damage when used as a weapon. The neighbor who was hit, Richard Catrone, suffered a giant burn to his face. Video on YouTube shows just how powerful the shot from a flare gun can be. The watermelon is actually on fire after taking a direct hit. This woman lives in between the warring neighbors on Long Island. She does not want to be identified. She says the long-standing feud is over their pets. What do you think she was trying to do?
Kill him. She said so.
She was trying to kill him.
She said those words. I should have killed you. I meant to kill you.
Another neighbor saw the action from her apartment.
I like the smack, the Sir Dunk style smack on top of the head.
Couldn't believe it. I saw the flare because from my window I heard a loud bang. These things should not escalate to the point that you feel like you have to shoot somebody in the face with a flare.
No, that woman loses all credibility. I'm sorry. That's assault with a deadly weapon. She should and will spend the rest of her life in jail.
Hit by the flare, had to have 6 stitches to his cheek. The woman was charged with assault with a weapon and has pleaded not guilty.
Pleaded not guilty? What the fuck are you blathering about? It's on camera, lady. It starts with you going, didn't think I'd do it, did ya? Didn't think I'd shoot you in the face. The fuck? Put that old bitch in jail forever.
A suspected
All right, last story of the night, fumbled crime.
burglar busted by his own blunder and caught on camera, the whole ordeal.
Oh, yeah. Trish Kostakis joins us live in Hialeah where it all went down. Hey there, Trish.
Hey guys, yeah, well, Hialeah police arrested the man, and they say that when he was attempting to rob that landscaping van, he actually got inside and got locked inside the van and ended up kicking and screaming for those outside the van to help him. Take a look. That's the voice of this man, Dean Young, yelling from inside of a locked van.
Burglary of an unoccupied car and criminal mischief. Probable cause is found.
Young was before a judge Thursday after police say he attempted to rob this landscaping van. You can see in the video him getting out of his car, crossing the street, and getting inside the van. The owner of the van locked the vehicle when he started landscaping. That's when Young began screaming and kicking the doors for help because he was locked inside.
I guess the gentleman was trying to steal his things, but unfortunately, he got locked in.
Nursey Toledo, the homeowner, says he was banging on the door for a while.
He can't breathe. He was saying, get me out of here, I can't breathe.
I can't breathe, it's so funny.
The police were called, and as you can see in the ring video, officers were getting Young out of the van. The arrest form says the landscapers did not let Young out until police arrived.
There was
You can't breathe in a car? Yeah, dude. It's not even cramped in a van. That is so funny. He was panicking.
No machetes inside the truck, and he could have just come out and hurt anybody. So they left him in there.
Young tells police that he was handing out business cards when a dog chased him. He got scared and ran to the truck for safety. But video shows a different story.
I think it was kind of actually
handing out business cards chased by a dog.
Funny. I call us a dumb crook. Yeah, I guess now he's watching the news and inside the jail.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for Neff News. Hoss, run that header, yeah!
These days, everyone wants to be an anchorman and do the news, but everyone else is a fake and a phony. This is the only real news on this fucking platform. If you want to know what matters in this sad little world, this is the only place to get all the news that's fit to breathe. Brought to you by the Badass Hoss, hosted by the one and only, your mother fucking favorite anchor, Real Neff.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I please get a big and hearty W for Hoss for putting together Neff News every single week? W Hoss, W Hoss, W Hoss. And ladies and gentlemen, my girlfriend is doing a goddamn sponsor, so we're going to go support her. But first, there's one thing I would like to say. By the way, guys, we will be back for film nights. Tomorrow, I think we're going to be doing some normal stuff and maybe some gaming. I think I want to try and finish Mugenics tomorrow. I think we could do it. So I don't know. And then Wednesday we do film night. And then the week after this week, we will probably start a new season of something. But we're taking a week off from reaction. But anyway, sending you over to Caroline Kwan. Please give her the love and respect you give me. Oh, and one more thing I just wanted to talk about. Today's time for your mean, mean ride.